All right. Welcome back to Waste Some Time with Jason Green. I am Jason Green. I'm glad that you can join us. We're beginning another broadcasting week. It's Monday, and we're going to have a good show today. I'm hoping that everyone survived the eclipse or eclipse mania, if you will. People are very excited. Sales of eclipse glasses are going through the roof. I'm going to tell you all about how I spent my historic eclipse, and then we'll talk about I just got back from Utah car show with Stephen Pearcy. We'll talk about that. Talk about Wrestlemania. Maybe some of you want to talk about that. It was a big media event, and of course, we'll talk about the untimely passing of CJ Snare of Firehouse. Very sad. Anyway, all that and more right after this. Just wanna waste some time with you. Sometimes it seems too good to be true. Nobody out there can waste time without you. All right, it's Monday. We're here. We're kicking off a week. I've been trying to do, daily content. Of course, sometimes I get called out of town. Things happen. Can't do it every day, but we're doing as much as we can. New tour diary, probably premiere tomorrow. I know the schedules are a little crazy as far as what days you can look forward to which things, but finishing that up, and lots of other interesting content that some of it I've been sitting on for quite a while, and so now is a chance to get that out before I go back on the road. The eclipse. I don't know how many of you folks have eclipse fever and watched it, but I mean, people I spoke to were they were taking this eclipse thing very serious. I'm old enough to have experienced other eclipses in my life, and they meant just as little to me as this one. I was going to get out the Quaker Oats container and make a pinhole camera like we did when I was in fourth grade, but it was stupid then. It would be stupid now. A lot of people are mad at me because I'm not as passionate about this eclipse as some of you may be. I did not buy my special glasses, although I should point out, Spectacle Eyewear, the good people at Spectacle Eyewear, sent me these glasses. Oh, that's not them. Well, they're around somewhere, but I got a new pair of glasses. Maybe I'll debut that on the next show. I'm always fascinated with this eclipse. They say you can't look at it. Don't look directly at it, and because you could have severe eye damage. The thing I wonder about that is that have you ever met anyone who has that eye damage? You figure somebody's looking up. In the peak hours of the eclipse today, minutes, moments, I was out walking around. The people in the street were dumber than, well, no, they were just as dumb as always. People are stupid in this day and age, this country, this world. And they didn't know that they weren't supposed to look at an eclipse. And I'm sure there's tons of people. Yet we've never met a person who goes, you know what? I can't see anymore because of that eclipse. You think there would be more. You think it would the numbers. You think we would all know somebody who had eclipse blindness. But if you have to find one, if anyone's watching, you probably can't see your screen. But if you were, you could let us know. Anyway, I mean, listen, the former president, even after being told, don't look at it, he stared into it, and he seems to be fine. So anyway, the eclipse also did. I'm in Nevada, Las Vegas, Nevada. The eclipse really, we weren't in the path. It was mainly states that I would never live in, where the little slither that got a totality, if you will, totality. We got like a 51%. A few people, including my mother. My mother was going to go. She lives in New York. She was going to go see the eclipse, and she was a little. She stubbed her toe. Mom, if you're watching, thoughts and prayers with your stubbed toe. But so she wasn't able to go, and I explained to her that this goes for everyone watching. A little secret that a little later tonight, when the sun goes down, there'll be another eclipse. It'll probably be just as exciting. And then in the morning, the light comes back up. Anyway, I know some of you are going to hate on me, but what are you going to do? I didn't I am what I am. All right, let's see the comments, and then we'll talk about some serious things. The first person here, I always like to uh, award the first person, and the first person for the last few shows has been M. M, nice to see you. And then Ricky Johnson was next, and it's so nice to see so many people here. It's so nice to see. So many channel members. If you haven't become a channel member, please do. People have been messaging me asking me where do they do it. I don't know. You hit the join button on the front of the page or something. I should probably be more invested. Same thing with Patreon. Patreon link is in the description, and I will tell you that I am working hard on catching up with Patreon orders. Right here, I got a stack of these. I got to make sure people don't see my address. They'll start showing up at my house. But I've been signing these things for everyone who signs up for Patreon. I hand sign one of these things, and then that goes in the mail to you. And then also you get 2 of these guitar picks, courtesy of Intune guitar picks. To get to waste some time. Well, that's the Sin City Rejects and the waste of time. Anyway, but if somebody signs up for Patreon while this show is happening, I will stop everything, sign one of these things, get 2 of these picks out. I'll play the picks. I'll use them. Most people just hawk you a bunch of bullshit artist picks, but nope, not me. I'm going to sit there and I will play some music for you. Maybe I should go back to the Eclipse. Anyway, so keep me posted if anyone wants to sign up for Patreon. Let's see. Maybe some people are more excited about the Eclipse. Georgia watched it. Okay. And Marshall says, I have a nice haircut. No haircut at all. It's the same hair it always was. Lorraine says it was super cloudy when she went to look. And I have to go through these things. Scott says, hi, Jason, best show on YouTube. I'm glad I found you on accident. Well, thank you. A lot of people find it by accident, and I appreciate it. I'm glad you're here. Angie says the Eclipse blew her face off. I'm sorry, Angie. I understand. Okay. Did anyone have a good Eclipse experience? Let's see. California Dreaming was in the path of totality. That sounds serious. I hope did you enjoy it? Skylar got 96%. Ohio totality. It was great. See, Michelle liked it. Michelle, a lot of you enjoyed seeing it get dark and then get light again. I was thinking about heading down there to see it. 90% at the top of Texas. Well, I'll be in Texas soon, so maybe they can do it again. In Tennessee, it looked awesome, but there was no glasses to be seen anywhere. Huh. I would think that Tennessee would be smart enough to wear the glasses. That's just something strange to me. All right. A lot of people like my shirt. I'll talk about this shirt in just a little bit. Is this a leather jacket or is it a pleather jacket? It would be a pleather jacket. So there. Lake Town liked it too. See, a lot of, what do I know? What do I know? Scott says it was cool, but overhyped. Everything's a little overhyped. Raymond says it was cool chatting me with in Utah. I just got back from Utah. It was cool chatting with you as well. Eclipse here was only 60%, but be able to watch it with my mom. Yeah. I remember when Halley's Comet was the rage. I called it Fraley's Comet. And I didn't care about that either. Listen, there's going to be one in 20 years. Maybe we'll all be dead. Either way, it's not a big deal. Tom says, later, bro. Do you think he's offended? Do you think that maybe later, bro? Toledo, Ohio was a great view. see you guys this summer. I should have had Jason in. Jason joined us live from Ohio last week. He gave us the tornado warning. It was anticlimactic, but maybe the eclipse would have been more exciting if he was here. I'd ask him. All right. AZ wants to get right into fake rat stuff. Well, he super chatted, so I'll have to work on this. Bobby Lee recently said Juan is the dancing Cuban bear. In your opinion, what is Bobby's spirit animal, assuming a bear was already taken? I really didn't want to get into insulting Bobby Blotzer. I was going to get into insulting Juan Crucier, though. You know what? Give me a minute to think about it. I appreciate the super chat. I will try my best to come up with that. I also want to point out that on the last episode of this show, people got a little crazy. Wednesday was here, and when Wednesday's here, people go a little nuts. And a lot of young people were here, and it suddenly turned into like a slumber party. And everyone was crazy, and we had to block a lot of people. We had to put people in timeout. It was a little much, and I'm going to do my best to make sure it doesn't go that. Everyone had a fake account, and I'm going to try to continue to bring law and order and maturity to this show, because that is why you tune in. Okay, so Delaware Gold says, it's not Delaware Gold. Delaware Gold says, Mr. Show, it's sort of addictive. Glad you're back. Well, thank you. And I will say that, what does this say? The Wednesday show was a little wild. Yeah, it was out of control. So I think, what was the other thing you asked me? Oh, addictive. Yeah, listen, I'm going to try to do co-hosts as often as I can. Different ones. I want variety for this show. So sometimes you'll get just me. On Wednesday, you will get Wednesday 13. He'll be here this Wednesday. Ask your parents for permission to watch and stay up late, but he will be here. Johnny will be here at some point. Jason will be back at some point. I have some secret people that I also will be having sit in soon. So Ed is glad I'm back. Thank you so much. And I appreciate all of you. Okay. A lot of people enjoyed. Oh no, it's just Skylar. Skylar's the new kind of. Well, I've yelled at you before, Skylar. Skylar's head is so far up Johnny's ass, he could check to see if Johnny has any colon issues. I won't use that as a segue. All right. And hey, Jason, what's your favorite magazine? Hit Parader, Faces, Metal Edge, or Circus? I feel like I need a time machine to answer that question. When I was a kid, I liked them all. I collected them all. My guitar teacher, Nick Bocott, wrote the guitar column in the back of Circus magazine. I liked Metal Edge. I'm going to be honest with you. It was the silliest one. And it's mostly like, what does Blas Elias sleep in? You know, or what is Ted Poley's favorite food? There's a lot of that and a lot of pinups of bands that you were never going to hear about or go anywhere. But I enjoyed it. All right, let's talk about what matters. Let's talk about the passing of CJ Snare. A lot of people in the comments are talking about it. You know, when someone passes away that's famous, well known, everyone rushes to social media to be the first. Everyone's the Grim Reaper. Some people just want content. And I'm guilty of wanting content as well. And I said to myself, do I go and break out the countless photos of me and CJ Snare? I did know him, traveled with him before on shows and had dinner with him, had nice conversations. And I think it's cool to not be a Firehouse fan for some reason. It's cool to say it. I don't like Firehouse. And then you listen to the bands that these people listen to. I don't know. The whole like supposed to not like hair metal, or well, if you're thrash or if you're punk or if you're metal, I promise you I'm more punk than 90% of the people watching the show. If you could have seen how I've chosen to live my life, punk is not how you dress. It's a way of life. And I don't think there's anything more punk rock than 1 second listening to the Dead Boys, the next second listening to Firehouse. I enjoy Firehouse. I thought Bill Leverty was an incredible guitar player, is an incredible guitar player. And they're nice guys. And I like the songs on those records. And so for me, I was sad to see CJ pass. And when I got the news, I heard about it really early, and then it started to kind of take off. People knew he was sick. He'd had stomach surgery a few times. About 3 years ago, he had a pretty major surgery. No one at the time, in the regular folk, knew that it was colon cancer. The surgery that he had at that point bought him another few years. After that, he had another surgery not that long ago. From what I'm hearing, it didn't go as well, and unfortunately, he passed away. So I don't want to get into the. I don't know the exact details. I've heard a lot of theories and what happened. Not sure it even matters. What matters is that he's no longer here. 64 years old. I know a lot of people feel like they thought he was younger, because Firehouse debut record came out in 1990. They were a little late to the scene, but his bands were playing for quite some time. And if you saw my interviews with Bill Leverty, or you saw my interview with Perry Richardson especially talks about first meeting CJ ages ago and how they put that band together. And so they were around a long time before they made it, even though they had a song called Overnight Sensation. They were far from it. So it makes us feel mortal when people that we've listened to pass away, when people that aren't that old pass away, and yet Mick Jagger and Keith Richards are, still kicking, so to speak. It also makes you feel, or maybe just not all of you, but me. You start to think to yourself about life and about how short it is in the time you have. CJ had kids, and he had I don't know if she was his wife, but he had a partner, a woman in his life. And it's sad for all of them. And so I don't know. So the thing is, everyone then blows up the internet with I don't know if you can say that, with their tributes to CJ. And I understand a lot of people liked him. He was very accessible. So I think most people, a lot of fans, got to meet him. If you went to the shows, they were a nice band. I remember being in Iowa with Fake Rat, led by Bobby Blotzer, and Firehouse opened that show and a bunch of shows. I remember one time Blotzer told me here in Vegas, got to cut their set, got to cut it down to like 15 minutes. We had to cut like 5 of their songs. One of the worst parts about being a tour manager is having to go tell bands they have to cut their show. It's lame. And don't get me wrong, some bands go over. I'm not going to name names, but there are bands that go over every night when they should learn how to tell time and stick to their time. So as a tour manager, you police that a little bit. The Firehouse guys couldn't have been nicer. They couldn't have been more understanding. And I remember I was saying in Iowa, I went to dinner with CJ. At the time, I hardly knew the guy, but he was very nice, and we had great conversation. And but more than anything, I enjoyed them, and I know you're not supposed to. Um, hmm. Other bands made fun of Firehouse. I'm not going to name names, LA Guns. Those type of bands felt like Firehouse should be opening for them, and a lot of these bands didn't think Firehouse was cool enough. I liked it, and I'm proud to like it. I think that people are too cool. When someone says, "What's your favorite band?" and they all say the same horseshit, it gets boring to me. So, okay, I have a little bit of idiot fever going on in my chat here. Also, a lot of people are saying things that I don't think are accurate, and that's why I will ignore it. But Angie's saying life is short, especially for those getting older, and it is true. And some people don't like to hear those kind of things. They don't want advice. They don't like positive messages. But in these kind of times, think about what it is you want to do with your life, like the Twisted Sister video, and how to make the most of it. Enjoy your family while you have them. I'm fortunate that I still have my parents alive, and You come up with a plan. In my world, I don't talk about this often, but I have a 10-year plan, and that plan is to make the most of my life in 10 years. I'm not the person who's going to sit there and count my pennies and panic and worry. The worst thing you could do is die with a lot of money. It's not going to do you any good. So I believe in living. Got a birthday coming up this year, like most people, and I'm going to spend a week at Disney World. And the point is, you do things that you like to do, and you make sure that you're happy. Because, spoiler alert, we're all going to die. What happens next is up to you. What you would like to believe, and it's your right to believe that. I don't want to say what my beliefs are. Yeah, I've said enough. But anyway, I obviously it's sad, and some people don't get it. They weren't my favorite, but that's not it. This is a guy who had a family, and a guy who's on that circuit. We're in that community. This is someone that you would see at M3 or on the cruise, and it's sad. And it's sad. And what's crazy is that we expect to lose a lot of our heroes. In 5 years, you won't see any Beatles. There's only two left, but you won't see them in 5 years. You won't see Pink Floyd or Led Zeppelin. These people will no longer be able to perform. They're still having children, which is stupid in its own right and incredibly selfish. The fact that someone at 80 years old is having children is just a joke. I heard Mick Jagger says he's not even going to take care of his kids. Jeez. Maybe he should put his old balls to rest. Mm. So, yes, Michelle, thank you, Michelle Simon. See them when you can. Your favorite band's coming to town, go see them. No one can predict what's going to happen. And especially that we've all lived through unpredictable times. So, I liked Firehouse. I still like Firehouse. They're going to probably continue with the new singer. I mean, it's their right, but I think it's going to be difficult when there's only two members of the band left to carry on. But, well, they're going to give it the old college try. I hope they do it a little different than Warrant. And Warrant are my friends, but they do not mention Jenny Lane. When you go to see them, I think they would be happy if you just believe Robert Mason was Jenny Lane. That seems to be what they do. There's no mention, there's no tribute, there's no nothing. And I feel like every show that Firehouse plays should be dedicated to CJ Snare. Instead of trying to pull the wool over the audience, which a lot of people do, sometimes you go to the state fair and no one knows who the hell anyone is. And there's a lot of young people as well. And they don't remember every single person, although they're studying. Francis always says I look great, but today Francis says I look amazing, upping the game. So how nice is that? Okay. So let's see what we got here. Anyway, that's rest in peace, CJ Snare. Not the best eulogy. It's sad that we're losing so many people, and we have to keep talking about these kind of things. All right. I was in Utah. I was staying in Sandy, Utah. Excuse me. And I've been drinking these. I just started drinking this Coke Zero spiced with raspberry. It's not bad. It was a little bit of a project, though. It has an aftertaste. It hits you later. And there's a lot going on. It's very strong. There's a lot going on. So anyway, so you'll excuse my spiced burping. So we went to Utah, and they upgraded me to first class, which was nice. And this was supposed to be an appearance by Dee Snider of Twisted Sister. Dee Snider is doing the car show circuit. These are signings. These are just events. And this guy named Danny Stanton, who I've known for a long time. Danny Stanton is Twisted Sister's Uh, he's a part agent, part management. He's on their team, but he's been with them forever. He's toured with them forever, and he's D's guy. D's doing something. Danny Stanton is there. So D wasn't able to do some of these, and they were nice enough to invite. Um, they were nice enough to invite Stephen Pearcy to do it. So we got there on a Thursday night. I came in early. Stephen came in later. Friday, we went to. Well, I got up early. Well, Danny Stanton and I had a nice dinner on Thursday, steakhouse. He picked up the bill, and it was very good. And then that was that. I don't remember what else I did, but Friday, um, we went. I went to the mall in Sandy, Utah. Forgot the name of it. I filmed a little bit. I had a nice Greek lunch there. I'm trying to eat a little better, and so that was nice. I walked around. I did film all of this for upcoming toward our 300 people watching. I better make this more entertaining. Although B. Radley says, "Thank God for Jason Green." Amen. We went to the. I went to the car show actually the day before, and I met these great people. Can't remember everyone's names. The guy's name is John Badgley. I meant to write it down, but he works for this thing called Motormania, and they have a touring Evel Knievel tribute. Now, some of the young folks watching probably don't even know who Evel Knievel was. I was fortunate to have met Evel Knievel twice. I actually went to one of his birthday parties at a Harley Davidson place, and I had a piece of Evel Knievel's birthday cake. Um, so, for those who might not know, there was a time when Evel Knievel and Kiss and the Osmonds were sort of manufactured so much into toys and dolls and reality, but TV specials that you sometimes forgot what they did. A lot of people, including myself, didn't know Kiss as musicians first. Sort of knew them as these monsters or superheroes. And this company called Mego used to make those big dolls. They're really cool. They make reprints of them now. And Evel Knievel was a stuntman, essentially, who rode a motorcycle and would do really crazy things. Yeah, but he wore the red, white, and blue. There's Evel now. But as a kid, he was the coolest thing. And they had this motorcycle toy. You pulled the lever, and the thing took off, and it jumped over things. And he was a legend. And he was more famous than his actual motorcycle stunts. Just his legendary who he was. He jumped the Snake River Canyon in a rocket. I mean, it was crazy. The rocket was there. They actually offered Stephen a chance to get in the rocket. He was scared that he wouldn't get out. It was a very tight spot. And Stephen is much like Evel Knievel, has broken many bones and had things replaced. In fact, he said they call him Stevel Knievel. But they were such great people, and I'm going to have them on the show so we could have a more detailed discussion about the legend of Evel Knievel. His son, Robbie Knievel, jumped 30 limousines at the Tropicana Hotel. If you watch my video that's out of the history of the Tropicana, we show a little bit of that spot. But yeah, as a kid, everybody loved Evel. Even if you weren't a fan of motorcycles or jumping over things, it didn't matter. He was just such a personality, and he was also I think Evel Knievel was sort of he meant cool. Evel Knievel was cool, um, and so he. Oh, M says I look great too, and M, you're new to this, so thank you so much. I will take all the compliments I get. I already talked about the beer. I already talked about the Eclipse. I had fantastic things to say about it. You'll watch it in the replays. That is, if you didn't look into the sun and damage your eyes. So this car show, listen, I was the only person at the car show who doesn't have a driver's license, and honestly doesn't even know how to drive. So I'm not usually impressed with car shows, but I wanted to share it with you. The first Corvette was there, the first production Corvette. I mean, how about seeing the first Corvette? I saw it, and they had a Sanford and Son replica truck, which me and Stephen posed in front of. It's my favorite show. And also a James Bond Spy Who Loved Me replica car. Anyway, these cars looked really nice, and I did enjoy it. And but I especially enjoyed the Evil Knievel. I'm watching the replay, sorry. I did enjoy the Evil Knievel tribute tour. And if it comes to your town, go see it. It's called Autorama. And I think Stephen will be doing much more of these soon in the near future. So you come out and see that. And so we had a 5:30 a.m. lobby call the next day, and Stephen and I hit the airport where we spent a long morning. Sometimes the first flight out is the best flight to get. As Dana Strum says, I know everyone wants to stay in bed like a bunch of teenagers all day. But the reason the first plane out is because the first plane is the one that is least likely to be delayed. Almost never is the first plane delayed. Once the day starts going, it starts to push back. Our plane needed de-icing. It had to slow it down. And then the next thing you know, it's delayed. And then all the other flights, we're going to have a worse day. So I was in my bed, within a couple hours. We're going to be heading over to sometimes I can't react to how stupid these comments are. Anyway, we're on our way. We're home. I'm going to Los Angeles this weekend. I will be at the Rainbow Bar and Grill Bash. Do you know the lineup? I'll tell you. Shark Island. Shark Island is famous because Axl Rose allegedly stole the snake dance from Richard Black of Shark Island. Richard Black was also in a band called Contraband with Bobby Blotzer, Cher Peterson at the time, Michael Schenker, and Tracy Guns. And anyway, they go on first. After that is Donnie V, which is the real Enough's Enough. All of you dummies who are going to see that bullshit Chips Enough led band wasting your time, Donnie V is Enough's Enough. Wrote the songs, sang the songs. And so I'm looking forward to seeing him with Alex Kane of Life, Sex, and Death. A lot of people wondering, when is Stanley going to be on the show? Well, Stanley had some family things to deal with. We've been texting. He's going to do it. And probably Alex will be here too. What the future of Life, Sex, and Death is, you'll have to stay. You have to stay tuned. Just put that out there. So, and then after Donnie V, I believe, now it gets gray. I think Faster Pussycat. And then Powerman 5000. That's Rob Zombie's brother. And then Sebastian Bach headlining the night. Anyway, I'm going to be there, and I'm looking forward to it. Matt Thorne might be a good driving teacher, but he could be impatient too. Don't let his good looks fool you. Travis says Johnny does amazing with Enough's Enough. He could play some shows covering the song, and people would show out. I do think that Johnny was great for Enough's Enough, and I will be honest with you. I was against the idea. The idea of having a fake singer in Enough's Enough seemed stupid to me. It didn't seem like it was a popular enough band, and it didn't make sense. Johnny on lead guitar made sense at first because Derek Frigo was a shredder. Johnny's a shredder. They're both from Chicago. I think he's from Chicago, Derek Frigo. I don't know. Maybe he's not. He must have been. Anyway, but then when I heard Johnny sing and realized that Donnie, that guy's had issues, wasn't able to do it, I was happy to see, to hear later, wow, Johnny did a really good job and probably kept that band going and probably added a lot of years to their career. For those scoring at home, I just put Drizzler in his first time out of the night. And obviously Johnny's incredibly talented and deserves better than playing to multiple people in that band. So anyway, I will be there this weekend. If you're going to be there, feel free to say hello. Wednesday's going to be there. So we're going to have quite the party going, and some other interesting, could be a lot of interesting characters. And that's this Sunday at Rainbow Bar and Grill, outdoor in the patio. Sebastian Bach headlining, if I didn't say that. And so I'm looking forward to that. What else we got here? I made notes today. I really like this angle. I gotta find my angle. All right, we'll turn it over to you guys in a second. Feel free to super chat and pay some bills. Someone says that we need a Wednesday 13 action figure. I agree. Super 7 should get on that. Wednesday should also be on the cruise. There should be a lot of things. Wednesday is very marketable. And speaking of marketable, when is the Jason Green merch available? Soon. So I'm trying. This is a one-man operation, but I do have picks now. These are new ones. And then Patreon. Sign for Patreon. You'll get that and some other stuff. 300 and how many? Oh, yeah, 314 viewing. Well, thank you. I'm so glad you're here. Chris says Alex is worth the price of admission. Well, he's playing in both. Just for those of you who didn't know, Alex will be playing in Shark Island, and then he will be playing in Donnie V's band. So it should be interesting. All right, so we've touched base on that. I've been watching the Yankees game at the corner. Oh my God, the Yankees have won. It was a slaughter, and that's always a good thing. Thank God the Eclipse didn't call a postponement to the game. So, okay, so I told you that I'll be at the Rainbow Bash. And then I was going to talk about Wrestlemania for a minute. Wrestling is a lot like Firehouse. You're not supposed to like it. It's supposed to be immature. The older I get, the more I realize, live by these words. Don't give a fuck what anybody thinks. Nobody matters. Anyone's opinion is stupid. Every one of them. I don't care if you think you're talking to the most scholarly person. Who cares? Do whatever you want. To thine own self be true. If you like wrestling, watch wrestling. In 1985, Hulkamania was running wild, and I wanted to go to Wrestlemania. I was staying up late one night on TV, and I watched this guy named Bob Backlund wrestle. He was so boring. I said, who cares about this guy? But I was fascinated by wrestling. At the time, we thought it was real. I still do sometimes. And then this Iron Sheik came along and beat him. And how could this guy beat the All-American? And then all of a sudden, Hulk Hogan. And he played Eye of the Tiger. I was in. He was in Rocky III. And he beat the Iron Sheik, became the champion. And then Rowdy Roddy Piper was mean to Cyndi Lauper and rock and wrestling. And oh my God, I fell for it. And the A-Team was my favorite show. And Mr. T was going to be in Hulk Hogan's corner. And you know what? I had to see it. But it was sold out. So my father took me down to Madison Square Garden. It was much shadier in the neighborhood then. And we talked to every ticket scalper we could find. And my father just said, these prices are ridiculous. There's no way we're going to pay these prices. And you wanted to make sure you didn't get a fake ticket. Finally, someone offered $150 for 2 tickets. And my father wasn't thrilled. It was $75 a ticket. Remember, this was 1985. And so, but he paid for them. They were the blue seats up in Madison Square Garden. They were up high. Didn't matter because the crowd was electric. Hulkamania was running wild. The guest timekeeper was Liberace. The guest referee outside the ring, meaning he didn't do anything, was Muhammad Ali. And the guest announcer was Billy Martin, the late manager of the New York Yankees. It was a really amazing thing. And wrestling was really kind of fun and silly and corny and crazy. And all those things rolled into one. Over the years, I stopped watching it. When it came to Vegas, I dated a girl who loved wrestling. It was crazy. I didn't think that was anything. In 1985, the only women who liked wrestling looked like the Fabulous Moolah. They were not attractive. But anyway, so I started kind of watching it again. And then my friend Jay, he's been on here, He's a model, so he likes a good wrestling. And so anyway, we started going to see it sometimes. And then what I realized is I can now afford seats that I never could before, although not with the amount of super chats coming in today. But I was able to get good seats, and it was exciting and see the different storylines. So this weekend was WrestleMania. WrestleMania is now a 2-day event, Saturday and Sunday. And I think they do the Hall of Fame on Friday, and then tonight, Monday, they do Raw. Boy, is that a lot of wrestling. And pretty much your whole weekend is locked into wrestling. Now, I'm not going to get into too much. This is a music, I don't know what the show is, but most of you might not like wrestling. But the main thing was that Cody Rhodes, who was the son of a wrestler named Dusty Rhodes, who was the son of a plumber, had a big match against Roman Reigns, who was part of this thing called the Bloodline. The Bloodline were a bunch of Samoan wrestlers, the Uso brothers, this guy named Rikishi, who would put his big fat ass in other wrestlers' faces, and The Rock. All these people fall in this bloodline. I made a video, it's not out yet, of me tracking down the grave of one of the wrestlers who's in the bloodline. His name is Umaga. No one knew where he was buried, and I went on a mission and I found it. And if you like wrestling, you will find that interesting. If you don't, you'll tune out. So anyway, they did a lot of great things in this final main event by bringing in appearances of some other people's favorite beloved wrestlers. Spoiler alert: The Undertaker, John Cena, The Rock, and Vince McMahon is now in trouble. Allegedly, he uses the restroom on women's heads. And so he's no longer part of it. And it's interesting to see what direction they're going to go in. Thank you, Michael Perez. I appreciate that very much. Bobby the Brain Heenan rules. He was incredible. Bobby the Brain Heenan was a manager and an announcer. And boy, he was funny. Wrestling was a lot smarter than people want to give it credit to. The whole shtick. Anyway, people are tuning out once I start talking about wrestling. Lorraine says The Undertaker was her husband's favorite. Yeah, A Common Man, Dusty Rhodes theme song. Yeah, he wined and dined with kings and queens. He also, whatever it was, sat in the streets and ate pork and beans. You can correct me. Have you thought about limited edition jackets? Not a bad idea. People, this is a nice jacket, by the way. This is a new one to my repertoire. I've got a lot of them, but this is a new one. All right, hold on. Wayne Mitchell here is a Patreon, so I'm always happy to hear that. Did your mom feel the earthquake? Yeah, I talked to my mom today, and she did feel the earthquake. Obviously, compared to what people in California deal with, it was minor, or 4.8. But she said the house was shaking pretty good, and she could hear the rumbling. So, okay. A lot of people talking about wrestling. A lot of people liked Ric Flair, Stacy Keibler, Andre the Giant. I've told this story when I was young. There was a restaurant called Mama Leone's. It was on 48th Street in Manhattan. My father had a store on 47th Street in Manhattan on 8th Avenue. Next to it was a fire department, and then there was a Days Inn where all the wrestlers stayed when they were in town. New York was a different place. I mean, it's so hard to explain if you weren't there. Adult theaters everywhere. John Holmes' name on the marquees, as if now in that industry, no one cares about the men, you care about the women. John Holmes was the only man in that business to have his name on the marquee, like he was Clint Eastwood. And he was that big a draw. But I remember seeing titles like Deep Throat, and there was a Broadway play for Hair. Me and my father would get off the subway from home and walk to his store, and I'd see this Hair outside the theater that had pictures of everybody naked. It was insane. And every time we walked past it, I think, how could this be? It's just Bush galore. And at that time, Bush was just a vice president. And so anyway, we ate at Mama Leone's. They had an Italian buffet. It was really good. And my father and I got done eating. and I believe the story is we walked out, but somehow my father knew it. He pulled me back as we were coming out. Somebody must have told him Andre the Giant was coming in. He was probably 3 feet tall. I don't know. Andre the Giant, 7'4", the eighth wonder of the world. It was scary, but he was known for not being very nice to people. But I was lucky enough to see him. Oh, Skylar's had it. He's having a good night. All right, Skylar, take care. Sorry if this wasn't interesting enough for you, jackass. We'll put him in timeout too. I'm on a short temper today. You know what I mean? Short temper. This show. I talk about whatever I feel like. You guys want to talk about something else? You got a better topic? I'll be happy to. Yeah. Someone says, was Billy Joel at Mama Leone's? I think it's a different place in the song because he talks about it being across from the medical center on Sullivan Street. That medical center is where Jerry Nolan passed away. The drummer of the New York Dolls. A lot of history for you. Raymond is here, and he is going to take Skylar's spot. So try not to say anything stupid. A lot of people talking about their favorite wrestlers, and I'm into it. I like it. Something different. Skylar had to go to school. He wasn't being a dick. Oh. He needed a lesson. Harry Reams. I'll tell you a funny story about Harry Reams. Harry Reams became a realtor in Park City, Utah. And I found out, and I wrote to him, and he sent me some autographed realtor business cards. I still have them. If you don't know who Harry Reams is, you probably should look it up. I've been promising you for quite some time that I'm going to tell you why I know every adult film star, and we're going to do a members only chat. It wasn't bluffing. It's coming. No pun intended. Goldust. Goldust should have been there yesterday. His brother wins. Goldust was Dusty Rhodes' other kid. He should have been there. Would have been nice. Maybe he was. Just wanted him in the act. What was your father's store called, Jason? That's a good question. He's watching, and probably because he watches with my uncle. My uncle was JB Magazines, and I think my father was JB Posters. I don't know. Next time I talk to him, he'll have to remind me. This is going back 78 years. It's been a while. But yeah, it was on 47th and 8th. And okay. Yeah, there's a great documentary about Andre the Giant if you guys want to watch it. It's definitely interesting. All right, I want to make sure we get to everyone's questions and comments. So if you want to ask something, I always push the wrong one. Have you heard anything about dangerous toys? No. I mean, what am I supposed to hear? Johnny, are you really going to Portillo's to celebrate the eclipse? If that's true, can I send you a link to share with to join us? Right. Yeah, Dark Side of the Ring, very scary. They could do the same show about dark side of adult industry. Unfortunately, sad stuff. Hey man, you should have Leif Garrett on. It's got a story from Miles when I work with him. Well, it's a possibility. He's always at that Rainbow Bash. Maybe I could talk to him. As you know, you don't see him doing too many things. It's a shame that Skylar is gone because he loves Johnny. He loves him, and yeah, everyone's excited. People get excited to see Johnny. Steven does not have a Funko Pop. We've been negotiating. Anyway, if Johnny would like to take us through a tour of Portillo's, I'd be happy to do that. Listen, it's a day of the eclipse. Johnny doesn't have to stick to his diet today. He celebrated. Brian Kirk, you guys are all, no offense, Brian, I love you and you're a channel member. You guys love to suck up to Johnny. Look at all of you. Have you seen the movie The Wrestler? I have. I asked George Lynch about doing a convention appearance. He told me I don't want to look like the guy in The Wrestler. And that's why I can't get George Lynch to do convention appearances. What a drag about CJ Snare. Is he young, my age, scary? Yeah. We talked about it. I agree. It was sad. Hmm. Johnny is a character. He's your Eddie McMahon. He's something. I would like to see what he's having to eat. And so maybe he'll. Oh, there he is. Okay, Johnny's in. So for all of you pansies who've been crying, but you want to see Johnny Monaco, you're going to get your chance. So while I do that, we're going to play a little music. We're going to put up a little scene, if you will. I'm cracking myself up today. I think I just do this show for myself. All right, so stay with us. We'll be right back. Hold on, let's get the music. Let me see what song you guys would like. This one's called Daydreaming. Well, this one's called Into Space. That sounds more Eclipse. Nice. Be back. Just all right. All right. So we'll see. Maybe Johnny Monaco will join us on his way to Portillo's. He is on a diet, but he is also celebrating the eclipse, and he is mourning the loss of CJ Snare. And anyway, here he is right now, live from Illinois, Johnny Monaco. How are you, Johnny?
Hello.
What are we having tonight?
I don't know. It depends on Venmo.
That's true. Yeah, we'll have to look at the menu. Johnny's found a way. Johnny's like the thing with the. You ever see the Tom Green sketch where they come and they undercut the pizza? That's like you. I can't make any money, and then Johnny comes on and says, "All right, so don't pay Jason. Just send it to me direct, and then I will start my diet."
I wasn't thinking like that, but now you say it. Yeah, I'm not even sure I'm hungry. I was supposed to go out with my mom, but the pizza place was closed on Mondays because the eclipse.
Really?
Yeah, right. And plus, I was going to drive back to Bartlett and go to the place I used to go to for old time's sake, because I don't come here a lot and eat this. I'm out there with you, eating all that stupid shit.
Mhm.
Like a young couple in love. Yeah. I need to go home and destroy that tamale. But they get tamales here.
Johnny, it looks dark. Is that the eclipse behind you?
It is. That's the eclipse, the moon. I'm trying not to look up there. Last time I looked at an eclipse, blood came out of my eyeballs. And it's the irony of today. When I was in 7th grade and 8th grade, I had a band called Total Eclipse. First it was Total Eclipse. Then it changed just to Eclipse because, you know, the kids. So that's what the kids call it. And one of the guys in the band is now a world-renowned surgeon. And I think the other one works for the government. I'm not sure what the other two do. But they put me in a group text today, and they're talking about the eclipse. So I had to chime in and send them some photos. Got some photos. I had a mustache back then, 7th grade. Silk shirt. I got the photos. I wish I could send them, but yeah. So here I am now again because it's right by her house, and I'm not really starving. But I figured I had to get something, and I'm not going to be able to come here much longer because I'm coming back in like 2 days.
Right. Well, fortunately, we'll be in Illinois later this year, and we can do this all again. I want to thank Jolly Jake Lavelle, I think that's what it says, for becoming a channel member. Much appreciated. Thank you. All right. So let's take a look at what they have on the menu. Last time, Johnny, you showed a lot of restraint. You only had a hamburger, no cheese. You did have some fries, but it wasn't crazy. And then you washed it down with a low-fat shake, right?
Yeah. No more. I'm not getting any more shakes. I was up all night with Ajay. I needed to get some brioche, which my mom had in her counter.
You got the shakes.
Brioche. It's an Italian thing. I think I want to get a hot dog, but man, the sodium is off the chart with those things.
I ate a vegan or vegetarian piece of chicken, right? It's frozen. And it had 900 milligrams sodium in it. 900.
Listen, this hot dog has 1,600.
Really?
Yeah, that's what I said. The least was the hamburger, followed by the beef. So I might get I'm here. I can get a hot dog or a beef sandwich.
Those are both Chicago staples.
Yeah, I can't see the comments, so I don't know.
My fear is that the hot dog's not going to fill you up enough.
Yeah, but I'm supposed to be on a diet.
Right.
I mean, this is really setting me back. All right, someone just sent in a 10.
Okay.
All right.
That's a cake shake.
Thank you, Jamie. No, I'm not getting the cake shake anymore. That was too much. That was I could still taste it. There were chunks in it. It was rough. But yeah, I shouldn't be. I mean, this is all like so. You know, like I'm gonna go there. I'm gonna keep on my diet. I'm gonna work out. I haven't done anything. Oh, I worked out in the hotel. I went to a hotel for a couple of days. I could.
Did your mom go too?
No. But I went to the hotel for a couple of days, and they had a gym there. So I got in a little bit, and I've been trying to eat better. But I mean, I had some chicken the other day. I don't know what's happening right now.
Johnny, you're here just in time because a lot of people are saying get the Italian beef. I tend to agree. But then Brian says get the Chicago dog, rock guitar school. I know a few people who should probably go there and take a lesson. They're saying the Italian beef is the you can't say that word, but the BOMB.
You know, people out here smoking cigarettes. You know, you're really not trying if you're smoking then going in for a hot dog.
Yeah, it's probably not good for you. But Johnny, the hotel you were staying at may have been the same hotel that Juan Crucier was staying at.
The weirdest part about all that is it was the same hotel, and it was right down the street from where I was playing because Jaron, who plays bass with George Lynch, a friend of mine, he said, "Are you coming?" But I couldn't figure. The timing was wrong because I was way out by her house and I had to get dropped off at the hotel and I didn't have a car and I had my luggage. I don't want to show up to the Arcada with my luggage.
And your mom would have to drive you to the Juan Crucier con.
So, but then at the end of the night, those guys all stayed in the hotel that I was in, and he doesn't even know probably that I was there, or I don't even know that he knows I'm in that band. But I did try out for RATT at his house with him like years ago. So the whole thing is like, what are the chances of that? And then all of a sudden there's an eclipse.
Yeah. No, it's a sign. A lot of people have been asking what I think about Juan Crucier. You know, it seems like another fake RATT to me. He calls himself the voice of RATT, but I will tell you that even Stephen Pearcy has said that Jizzy Pearl is the other voice of RATT. If anyone is another voice, really, Stephen is it. But
I saw a couple clips.
Yeah, I saw a couple. You say you saw an Eclipse?
Thanks, Julie. Thank you, Julie. Yeah, I know. I saw a couple clips of him doing it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
and what'd you think?
I don't get it. Anytime the bass player decides to be the singer, we've seen this. We've seen this before.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you know. I just don't. I don't know. It's kind of silly, and it didn't. I didn't think it sounded, great. I don't know. He said a couple things like, "This is how you do that one," kind of like a slight towards us.
Yeah.
And the other dummy does that too. And when you were talking about bands going on stage and pretending the other guy never existed, that's what Chip does with both of us, to both guys, me and Donnie. Sometimes when I go to the state fair, I think I'm Donnie V.
Jolly Jake, our new member, you didn't really get what he said. He said someone tell Geddy. Well, no, Geddy Lee was always the singer. We're saying when a guy who's the bass player then suddenly decides to become the singer of the band.
Yeah, the Geddy Lee. I'm fine with Geddy Lee or like Thin Lizzy, and if the bass player was always the singer, that makes total sense, and actually it wouldn't make sense any other way. But this is not that. So I know there was a solar eclipse, but I probably didn't have his glasses on.
Johnny, hold on. I got to do this FMK real quick. It's all wrestling people. You all know who they are.
All right.
I don't want to let the audience down. This is a tricky one. I think Rhea Ripley is very famous right now. Johnny and I met her in the airport. So I'm effing her. I'm marrying Stephanie McMahon because she's got a lot of money. And I'm going to have to get rid of Becky Lynch because I have to. Anyway, there's your answer. Thank you for playing. Johnny, there you go. So I wasn't going to say much about Juan's thing. Listen, there's going to be another RATT at some point. And I want to keep my job. And I feel like if I say bad things, then one of those guys will end up back in the band. But so I thought about whether or not I should comment on Juan. And I will say that, it was one of the worst things I've ever seen in my life. That guy is a fucking joke. What an idiot. He is so stupid. Hard to believe. I'm holding that. It's hard to believe that anyone could get on stage and act as if that was normal. He's a clown. His dancing is stupid. It always was stupid. And I will tell you, Warren DeMartini and Steven and other people have said they should have kept Matt Thorne because of what a nightmare Juan has become. Anyone who goes to see this should be smacked in the face as they enter. If you say one ticket to Juan Crucier, you should get smacked in the face because you need common sense.
I kind of agree with you on all that, and actually I do agree with you on all. And then someone in the comments was like, "This is sounding pretty good." There's always going to be that guy. It's always the people that they think they have an opinion. I mean, they think their opinion is fact. You can have an opinion. What?
Was it Helen Keller? Who else thought that was?
He looked into the sun with his ears. the same thing. I see that with Chip. Everyone's like, "He sounds just like Donnie. This is really good."
They're idiots too.
I mean, you don't have to be an aficionado or even really close to the music to hear what's happening. I just think, it's like when someone gives you their movie review.
yeah, but he's playing
Oh man,
the
the guy's
songs.
people.
What is it? Oh, he's
I
playing
probably
the
should have
songs,
done it.
and then he claims that he's playing the original way it was supposed to be written. Stephen made the point. There's a reason that they didn't do it that way. And Bo Hill is a pretty smart guy and had a lot to do with the Rat sound. And believe me, he knew that his contributions were weak. Um, and to think that people would go see that, and he was opening for George Lynch. What's going on over there, Johnny?
Thank you, Melissa. I don't know. All these people it was like a herd of buffalo just went in, and then some lady with a man's haircut just walked out, and she kind of glared at me. I don't know what it is. I put my hair up today. I'm trying to fit in. Every time I go
you
anywhere,
just didn't want to be recognized. I know people who do that, where they go out and they shoot videos and they don't want to be recognized. They bum it up, is what I was told.
Yeah, well, those people are also they're living on a solar eclipse. I pipe on that piece of
Johnny,
shit.
John Doe has a really good question for you. First question
Okay.
of the day that made any sense. Who's worse, Chip or Juan? Tough question.
That's a really good question, man. Just because two things are both worse doesn't make one right. It's two different things. I mean, Chip is literally listening to Giggle Snort Hotel, like when the clay blob on Ray Rayner sings or talks. What is going on out here?
Sounds like someone's got a bomb.
It's these idiot kids. Anyone under 30, they put these things on their car and they think their car is badass and it's got like duct tape on it and it's like a Honda from like 98. You would think you'd want to not have people look at your car. Like, I can't these fucking people. No, it's like you would think that you wouldn't want them to be, draw attention to you. You think you just want to go through life just being, stupid and terrible and have nobody look at you. But these guys want you to look at them. And that guy that just went down the street now, he's got obviously a motorcycle, but they do the same thing with those exhausts. They buy certain exhausts that are loud like that. When I had my bike, even though it was a sport bike, I kept this. I know I changed the exhaust, but I didn't make it sound like that. It just sounded like normal. It was, if you get on it, it would be a little loud, but this is on purpose loud. They want everyone to look at them. And people that say, no, they're on a motorcycle and they want to do that so you don't hit them, that's not true. Because those type of motorcycles are different. If you do it on a cruiser, it's one thing. These kind of bikes, there's no reason to do any of that except your ego. But getting back to what you were saying, I don't know who is worse. Technically,
I do.
What would you say?
Chip.
Yeah.
Chip is worse. For a lot of reasons. Chip was in a band that's not necessary. No offense, Johnny, but if Enough's Enough ended, the world would be okay. And he thinks it's bigger than it is. Well, without the original guy, everything that Enough's Enough was about is Donnie V. And he was like a bumbling skipper in the background, Chip. And so, and then the band that Chip has sounds nothing like Enough's Enough, looks nothing like Enough's Enough. And so I think Juan is actually handicapped. I think he actually has issues mentally. Whereas Chip, I think, is just really stupid or really high.
I think it's arrogance. I think it's arrogance, and it's like, borderline. If he could do it, I could do it, and I deserve this because I was part of the legacy. And maybe to an extent they do in a certain capacity, but don't buffalo it. Don't go in there and take credit for what you didn't do, and don't try to, fool people like that and not be upfront with it. I think it should be celebrated, and everyone should know, like, this is how it was, and here's how it is now, and not like trying to, like you said, pull the wool over their eyes kind of thing.
Johnny, next year, WrestleMania 41, Rockefeller has an idea for the match, for the undercard. It would be, are you still there, Johnny?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can't see you, but
Sorry, I'm something's going on with this internet.
yeah, it's an eclipse. I know what it is. It'll be back. Once the moon passes, you'll be fine. Anyway, the idea is Jason and Johnny versus Juan and Chip WrestleMania. That could be good. That could be good. I mean, Johnny and I are half the age of some of these elderly people, but anyway, how's that eclipse going, Johnny?
I'm switching over.
Beautiful. Now I should be wearing the glasses. Hold on, Johnny. If you're gonna, everyone, put on your glasses while Johnny has us in this eclipse.
I
There you are. Fantastic.
I don't understand why people insist on staring at me. They were more apt to look into the sun. There's an eclipse. They're up there looking at it. I walk by them. They're like, I'm not even, there's nothing different here. I look just like them. I'm from here. Idiots.
They could be president. All right. Let's see what other people are saying. Yeah.
I can't see the comments. How do I do that? I don't see how to.
You don't know what's going on in your area.
More.
There's a lot of people noticing that you were in totality.
Oh,
a lot of people saw you were in a full blackout.
Oh, whoa.
A lot of people are scared that Juan would dance his way to the ring.
I don't get it. These people are so crazy. Wait, what does it say? That's not why. I'm not that famous. I'm not famous. And that's not why.
Vinny Red was there. Vinny Red said, I just saw Juan open for Lynch Mob at the Arcade on Friday. Bad Rat cover band sound. Well, one of the problems is that Juan sings in this really bullshit operatic style. And
yes.
Rat sounds. And then he changed the arrangements.
Yeah.
But there's no reason to ever see that guy. I toured with him. He wasn't a nice person. He's a phony person.
It's sort of like when someone takes liberties. Like, even though the song is the album is so popular in the world and all these gold, albums and all these sales, that's not enough. You got to go. But here's how, if I were to do it, I would have done it. And, I mean, that's not my place to say. It's not my place. I don't know anything about the band from that back then. They could do what they want, but that's just what I would think. I got to go in here. Get this over with. I'm not really even starving. Look at this lemon strawberry cake.
You're gonna get another one?
No.
Johnny, let us all look at the menu together. I hope people don't give you dirty looks like they did last time.
Where'd all those people go?
All right, here we are. We're live via satellite right now to Portillo's. Johnny is breaking his diet just a little bit tonight to show us around. It's a big place. When I thought this was a hot dog stand. When I first went there with Johnny, I didn't realize how giant a place this is. It looks like when I was a kid, they had a thing called the Ground Round. And
I've heard Ground Round.
Yeah, they had peanut shells on the floor.
It's the same girl with the nose ring.
Yeah, nose ring. Yeah, nose ring Nancy. See if she's in a better mood tonight.
I'm still getting looks.
She's like, here comes Drake again with the camera.
Here we go. See again. Can I get a big beef with sweet pepper and a regular fry and the drink? Yeah, a regular fry and the drink. Yeah, cold drink.
He's only getting one fry.
Okay. For here, please.
Because that damn eclipse again. I thought it came once and would leave.
I don't know what's going on with this thing.
It's the eclipse, obviously. There you go. You're back. Yeah, it was beautiful.
No, not you. 100? Yep. All right. Have a nice day. Thanks. Congratulations.
That was $100, Johnny? I can't believe it.
No, my number is 100.
Mhm. All right. I think you did good. You're having the big beef with some sweet peppers. You're going to
Yeah.
have a beverage. You're going to have one fry. It sounds good. Who is that, Johnny?
I think she's a newscaster,
Oh,
an
okay.
anchor at ABC. She's, from like back in the day.
Yeah.
Her name is Judy Hasu.
Well,
Hi,
bless
hon. How you doing? All right?
you.
All right. Eclipse. Ooh. It's like 10 feet tall. My eyes are still sore from the eclipse. No. No. Everybody else was very excited about it, though. I didn't notice a whole lot. Did you? Hmm. It was only a partial. I'll see it next time.
20
All
years,
right.
Johnny.
Okay. We just had one in 2017. We have them like every couple of years, and they're acting like it's a big deal.
The big
Um,
one will be 20 years from now, but there will be other ones. But if you want
okay.
to have as much excitement as you had today, that'll take
Yeah.
20 years.
All right, well, I didn't really notice much.
I don't plan on living.
100? That's me.
Wow.
Thank
How
you.
did you do that?
Oh, what?
99 people already went?
No, I don't know. This guy's fast. He's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're welcome. Oh, I hate it when people thank me.
We
All right, well,
discussed Firehouse earlier. Do
I
I
got
think
your.
that they would carry on without CJ Snare? Yes, I do. They
I
already
got.
have a replacement. I think they'll continue.
Not be good enough. I'm gonna get cherry Coke. Bad idea, but
No, that sounds fantastic.
no, I've been trying. I haven't drank pop in like 2 months.
Well,
But all the nice people at your show are helping me out here, so I feel obligated to put
yep.
myself into a coma.
Yeah, they enjoy
All
that.
right. I think I'm gonna get the table first, and then I'll get the ketchup. Seems like a lot of stuff. I
What if
think I'm gonna.
someone steals your stuff off the table?
Well, don't jinx me. All right. Do I sit in the same booth over there by the corner? It's a big one.
How did you
Sit in
feel
that big.
about it last time?
I thought I was taking up a lot of other people's space, but you know what? Too bad.
There's
It
no one
doesn't
in
say.
there.
Yeah, and it doesn't say like, only sit here if you only. There's no like
You
limit.
ordered the big beef. You need a big table for a big beef.
Yeah, I think you're right. I'm just gonna sit here. Look how beautiful it is. Oh boy, look at all this stuff. I got to get the ketchup. Oh man. All right, everybody, I'm gonna go get the ketchup right now.
All right. For those of you who are just joining us, Johnny Monaco is joining us live from Portillo's. Most people believe that the eclipse is already over, but it seems like while Johnny's been broadcasting, it's come back and forth a few times. And yeah, Johnny is going over to stock up on ketchup. He
Yeah,
will, as you
always
know,
use it.
Delaware. He's going
I
to
use
have
a
three.
napkin.
He likes to have three. The
Yeah, what I
service
do
seems
is
better. Go
I
ahead,
come
Johnny.
over here. When I get these. Sometimes they stick together, so I try to grab one that doesn't stick together, and then I grab a napkin, and I use the napkin to press down on top of the ketchup handle because you know how many people's hands have touched that.
99 people before you.
Look at these are all stuck together. They're all sticking together. I might have to have. Oh, here we go. So yeah, I do this. Some people say that the inside of these containers get a little funky and they don't clean them, and that you shouldn't eat the ketchup. But I mean, haven't been sick in a while, but I haven't been here in a while. So
First time
okay,
here.
I got 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 napkins, 7, and a straw. Let me take one for good luck. And still staring at me.
Georgia's got some jokes tonight. Total eclipse of Johnny's diet.
Hilarious. No, she's not wrong. And this is really, I mean, the whole time I'm like, man, I'm gonna go out there. I'm gonna do this. And usually I'm pretty good. I stick to what I say. Like ever since I started watching Mark Wahlberg movies, I kind of want to be like that. Like, a guy who could really throw a woman around.
Born again Christian?
Oh, is he?
Mark Wahlberg is incredibly religious. Yeah, he had all his tattoos surgically removed.
Oh, now I didn't know all that.
He reminds you to always stay prayed up.
Well, I didn't know any of that.
Yeah,
And that's
I do like him. He's a nice guy. He is in great shape. He trains for these movies and things.
well, I saw him in a movie with Will Ferrell, something about this,
Their fathers.
they were, he's the ex, Will
Right.
Ferrell's the new,
The stepdad.
yeah, it was really good. It was funny when Will Ferrell flips the motorcycle and it goes through the house and comes out the roof.
Mhm.
I couldn't stop. I couldn't stop laughing. But
I enjoyed it.
he's Wahlberg's kind of buff. Kind of like a man's man. I'm not really that. I'm more
He's
of
your height.
Well, and I know
He is.
he lived in St. Charles, which is right where I was.
No, that's Donnie.
Oh, well then I guess.
They all look
lives
alike.
he lives in Vegas now, I think.
He does.
Well, I told everybody the wrong person, man. That's why they were like disagreeing with me. But
I don't want to spoil anything. Yeah, that's a big beef. I don't want to spoil anything, but somebody who appeared in a movie with Mark Wahlberg will be joining us on stage soon.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Is it Will Ferrell?
Could be. That's what they in the business call a teaser.
Look at that. There's the three kings.
Let me take it. Let's join Johnny here live via satellite.
The fries.
All right. Mm-hmm.
Now, someone commented the other day about how I started with the French fries. They gave me a little shit for it. There's a reason for that. Okay. The reason is, if you don't do it right away, they get cold. So I like to start there.
I was going to ask. I was going to ask now about this. When they gave you the big beef, did they ask you if you wanted it soaked or dipped or anything like that?
Service nowadays in 2024 with these fucking kids has really gone down. That's what you should do. And I didn't say anything because I figured it would just come medium. But the last time I got one of these, it was dry.
That's no good.
And dry was actually, I think, better for you. So I didn't complain. But I don't usually like it dipped because then the bread falls apart.
Yeah, but you like a spoonful.
I like it average. Kind of like the beds that I get. I always go too far one way or the other. I need a medium. And when I might go home and buy a bed at Costco and just take the one I've been trying to sell for 2 years and just put it like either in my storage or maybe I'll give it to my friend Chris. This guy helps me out a lot. Maybe he needs a bed.
He's like your valet now. He's like Johnny's personal assistant.
Well, unless somebody in Vegas needs a really good bed, it'll be good for you. And then I'll sell it to you for $500. It's a $2,700 mattress. I just want it out. Yeah, I got like taken by that guy. Well, don't get me started with Mattress Firm, but I might go to Costco and buy an average, no frills, medium bed for whatever it is, $800, and just try that because sleeping in these hotels and at my mom's, she's got this mattress. It's like got something by numbers, got air in it. It's killing me, man. I need a regular bed.
Yeah. All right. Well, so Johnny, what if that sandwich is too dry?
I don't know. I hope it's not.
Do you have to ask them for
I'm not gonna do that. But they put it in a bag because the juice is supposed to,
Right.
Look at this. Nice roll on this one.
Let's take a look here.
Okay. Oh, it's looking about right. Okay. Oh, that looks perfect.
Well, show it to you. Present it to the audience. I see the peppers, but let's see if the beef is juicy.
You can see it. You see how the bread's a little juicy on the outside?
Those peppers are huge.
Oh, fuck.
They're also on the table. That's all right.
No, I have a napkin. That's why I put napkins.
Yeah, like a splash zone. All right, Johnny. Johnny, before you eat too much of that, any words about CJ Snare?
Well, sad to hear that. Something out of someone's control. Something happens to somebody and they did it themselves. I have less empathy.
Mhm.
But something in that situation, I mean, it's terrible. I didn't really know a lot about Firehouse. I mean, I know, I kind of know a little bit, but
Johnny, don't worry, because you're going to have a lot of time to talk to him after you finish that.
let's hope that doesn't happen. But that's why I've been trying to get in better shape.
No. Shape is overrated. Enjoy your life. That looks good. I feel like they should cut it in half for you, though. Is that wrong to do?
This is probably like the best thing I've had in a long time. I don't know what it is with this place. We got idiots working here. And we go to killer places in Vegas and they all suck. Don't I look a little thinner?
A lot of people want to know how your tooth is doing.
Hurts. Back right. They have to take the filling out, drill it all out, reshape the tooth, put the temporary in, sent it out to get the permanent. It just came in today. So tomorrow I'm going back in and put it in. Hopefully the shading's right and everything fits, because they only got one shot because I got to go back Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
And it hurts a little bit. I think that's normal because, the tooth is kind of, even though there's a temporary on it, it's a little exposed under there. So, and I think the kind of temporary they use is real sensitive to hot and cold. Whereas when they bring the permanent back, it's made out of a better material that will be able to handle that better. I hope, and I'm thinking that's what's going on.
All right. Well, we're here live at Portillo's for those who are just joining in. Johnny's enjoying a big beef. Big beef. It looks good. That's a lot of food. You're not going to need to eat again. I don't think you're going to have a cake shake after that.
No, it's kind of a lot.
Did you ask your mom if she wanted you to get something for her?
Yeah.
What'd she say?
No, I have some chicken from the other night. Like, yeah, it was like 2 nights ago. You're gonna mix different leftovers together? Yeah, I'll be okay. I'm not really hungry. I had a late lunch. I was in the backyard putting out all her patio furniture. She was out there supervising,
Right.
working up an appetite, telling me how to do stuff. I can't. I can't live with anybody anymore. I know how to do stuff. Like, I know how to turn around, lift something, and go like this. Not need to be told how to do everything.
No, you know how to raise your cholesterol. I'll tell you that.
I got a pill for that.
That's true. I hear you.
But
It looks fantastic, Johnny. You're only going to be home so many times. You might as well enjoy it. When you get back to Vegas, you can go back to boring. Have a nice dinner with all of America watching.
You're a troublemaker.
Who, me?
Yeah, I go out with you. Next thing I know, I'm making my own sundae.
Did we tell that story? I don't know if we did. Yeah, Johnny and I went for Froyo. I think that's what they call it.
Ooh, that cherry coke's good.
And but it was good. But yeah, and that looks great. I saw Melissa was concerned that it looks dry. She thinks it needs cheese or mayonnaise. That is not the Chicago way. No.
Melissa.
No mayonnaise on anything.
Melissa chipped in for this. She helps me out a lot. She's one of my biggest.
I don't know if that's the same Melissa. Maybe.
Hernandez?
She doesn't go by her last name on here.
Well, she's one of my biggest sponsors, and really help. And
you haven't been drinking since you spoke to her, sponsor, right?
Not that kind. Not really drink. I had something the other night. What did I have? Oh, I went to Cooper's Hawk, and my friend took me out there. And I guess you do wine tasting. So you go up to this bar, and they just pour huge amounts into like 7 different glasses. I was getting drunk.
Mm-hmm.
Different wines, and then you pick one, then you try to sell you the wine. It's all bullshit. Last time I went out for wine, was at Joe's in Caesar's Palace, and the bottle was $700. It was I didn't pay for it. The dinner was like two grand. So that was a very high end wine. Once you have that, can't drink. Go to there. But yeah, it was the last time I drank. Got a bunch of wine, and then I got a steak. So meat, red meat, beef sandwiches. I mean, ice cream. I've been here for 5 days. This is this town. You can't not eat like that. I mean, I don't. That's why everyone's so fat here. But not you. Sorry, you're fine.
All right, again, if you're just joining us, we are live in Illinois. We are celebrating the historic Eclipse. It was a success. At one point, it was light, and then it got dark, and then it became light again. Yay as we walk. And Johnny is celebrating this historic monumental event by having a little bit of a big beef, if you will.
This beef is great. I mean, sometimes you get a rancid one, like it didn't taste. The beef don't taste good, or I've had so many. But this is a great one. Oh, she said, Melissa said, not her, someone else. No. But this is a good one. Man, I mean, I don't get it. I don't know why. I don't know why it's so good, but or why they can't have like a place like this by us.
Well, we're supposed to be getting one.
I heard about that.
I mean, hopefully they don't screw it up.
Well, you know, before I moved out to Vegas, I used to be a content creator of my own, so to speak. Had a podcast. Yeah. This was back when they had sarsaparilla and wagons, cowboys. And I was ahead of my time, trailblazer.
It's available on YouTube.
That's right. And I was in the go to my.com YouTube, and they didn't even have that back then. And just to sit in my basement, do some audio, do some video, have my mom attack me with a broom, and then maybe some music. And then we'd get in the car in the snow, crazy snowstorm, in my pajamas, drive to Portillo's, get something, and then go to my car and sit in the car and eat it, and film it out the window. And I think back now to how depressing that sounds and how depressing it was, because there's nothing to look forward to. There's no big show coming up somewhere in Texas. There's no Eclipse. Well, there might have been an Eclipse, but there's no things like exciting things, because I'm doing really good now.
Johnny Clint has a good question for you.
Yeah.
He said, would Johnny rather front Enough's Enough or play with Donnie V and just sing backups and play guitar? It's a great question.
Well, I mean, I don't know how to answer that. I've done both.
Yeah. Let's look at the pros and cons.
Okay.
One, Chip has the brand name, so you would say you're playing in Enough is Enough, and yes, you would be singing, which is something you're very good at. But Chip probably would not allow you to be part of the writing process, which is something you are good at. So you would just be singing somebody else's songs. Now, with Donnie, you guys are really great together. You harmonize well together. You would get to show off how good you're playing as you do that in both bands. But Donnie, I think, is much more credible than Enough's Enough. Now, listen, they're both a little nuts. I know Donnie better than I know Chip, but I know that they're both a little nuts. I'm going to see Donnie this weekend. Nothing against him. I think he's great. I think, but Chip works more. But Chip works for very little, and you might play 300 shows and make $14. Well, I would pick Donnie, but I mean, I don't know.
I've been in both those situations, and because I was so close to the music and because I liked it so much, in the end, neither ended up being enough for me, because although I did like being the guitar player in the band, I really love the songs. I'm like, man, I'd love to sing those songs. I know they're not mine, kind of silly, but then what do you do? Replace the singer? And like that happened. How crazy, you know? So for 8 years, I got to do my dream gig, so to speak. But then prior to that, when I was in the band just playing guitar, you get to focus more on the solos and the guitar. You don't have to worry about singing. You don't have to worry about, fronting the band. So it has its moments. So there's limitations, but you don't have to be so involved. But then you get bored and you want to sing. But then when you sing, you get tired of hearing yourself sing these great songs. Like, I don't want to hear me sing these songs anymore, even though I do them pretty well. I'm not the guy. But a lot of times you don't quit that. You quit the person. You don't quit the situation or the band. And in the end, playing guitar wasn't enough, but I was kind of forced into singing because he had left. And then when he came back, I left. And then he left again and I came back. So I don't know that I have a good answer. I know that's kind of I didn't really answer your question, but I mean,
yeah.
I think ultimately I still would love to have been the singer, but it's like you said, it's kind of silly. It's not my songs. But if they're not going to be my songs either way, would you rather just sing them and front the band and talk on the mic and kind of lead the way, or do you want to just hang back and play guitar? Nobody puts Baby in a corner, unless you're Johnny Martin. Put him in the corner.
John says, I just read in Metal Sludge about Bob Blotzer going crazy threatening you. Has that cooled down at all? I hope so. You don't deserve that. I mean, that's 10 years. It was 10 years ago.
Me?
No, me. No, not different. Different. Yeah.
Okay.
But no. All right.
Man, this is really good. Do I look fatter?
Who are you talking to?
You.
Oh, you were looking away though, so I thought maybe someone was passing by.
I was trying to show you my profile.
Do you think anyone else is doing a podcast while they're eating right now?
I can tell you right now, no.
Mm-hmm.
Nope.
308 people. We've been here for an hour, 37 minutes, and 37 seconds. Johnny enjoying the big beef, not soaked, not drenched, not drowned, just maybe a spoonful of a sauce.
Perfect. It's perfect.
With the sweet peppers he's having.
Yeah. I sometimes, get a side of hot, but the oil that they put them in is really oily and it screws up the rest of the sandwich. It's a little too slippery. So then I got to take out parts of it and lay them out and then place them strategically throughout the sandwich. Otherwise, if they just dump it out, it's too much.
Johnny,
I can't eat hot anymore.
A lot of people are interested, after seeing you with that meat in your mouth, they're very interested in asking. Zach says that Johnny eats so much to compensate for the woman that he doesn't have in his life. And then Lisa Bergen, she asks, how is Johnny doing in the woman department? I mean, I don't know if this is the time to discuss Johnny's life.
Who said that about the meat in my mouth?
Oh, I said the meat in the mouth part. That was me. But Zach thinks you're compensating, and Lisa is worried about you. And
so going to a Chicago beef traditional, epic place while you're here for a week is somehow relates to that.
I didn't say that part.
That doesn't make any sense.
Classic Rock Kid, thank you for becoming a Patreon. I'm going to get out your. I have to play each one of these picks. There's 200 here. I got to play every single one of them before I can mail them out to you. That's how you do it authentically. Johnny, I don't want to make those bullshit plastic novelty picks you buy at Sam Ash. I want it. Everyone gets a hand-used pick. All right.
That's the way to do it.
Mm-hmm. Look at that. And thank you.
Compensate. You shut the fuck up. I don't know what that means. I was there. My girlfriend Mickey lives in St. Louis. She came up here for 3 days.
Did she, no beef for her?
She doesn't eat this kind of stuff. And I usually don't either. And she's the one who started me on this whole working out thing. She works out all the time. We went through Geneva. She likes to read. I have more of a reader's body. And we went to a bookstore that was built in the 1800s in Geneva, which is a small town, quaint. It's like St. Charles. And drove around, did some stuff, went by Aunt Marge's house for Sunday, talked to my sister, kind of made up. She said it was a misunderstanding. She yelled at me about it. It's like, she asked me why I blocked everybody. And I said, well, from what I was told, you told Aunt Marge to take it off the internet because you didn't want it there. And I thought, if I can't put my content up and there's going to be a problem, then maybe you don't need to see it. And so I blocked the whole family. And she got really upset, my niece and my stepbrother. And I tried to explain to them that I was very calm. They were kind of yelling at me. I unblocked everybody. I mean, if I took it wrong, I was told. I think my aunt kind of got her wires crossed. She's 95.
Right.
I take everyone's word. She's like, "You're going to take a 95-year-old." I'm like, "Well, I thought that's what she told me." She said, "You said this, so I took it down. And if that's going to be the case, then no, you guys don't get to see it." But I guess that wasn't the case. So. But I guess we're fine now. I'm okay. I was never mad. I just didn't want to cause any more problems. And I'm like, this is the easiest way, because sometimes my stuff can be a little controversial. Your family sees you, running around in shorts. Oh wait, that was you. But I don't.
They call those Daisy Dukes. Is your sister going to write me a message and say that I should take this down because you have meat in your mouth and you're breaking your diet and I'm giving Chicago a bad name?
I am breaking my diet. I'm trying to keep it clean so we can leave it up, because last time stuff got taken down. Evidently, I was a little too racy.
It happens more than I'd like to admit on this channel. I will point out I've always appeal and I always win because we are not doing anything. Yeah. Sorry, I laugh at some of the comments.
I can't see the comments, or else I would be arguing more with the fans.
You're being okay.
I'll tell you one thing I am going to do when I get back.
Yeah.
Well, there's a couple things, but I think I need to put one of these Patreons up.
Yeah, I think so.
I'm not really sure how to do it, but I saw someone the other day online. This guy Ben, he's a guitar player. Ben Eller. He has 7,800 subscribers, and 4,900 of them pay.
Wow. I don't know.
I mean, I don't know that I'll be able to keep up with that kind of content. That seems like a lot of work.
I mean, have you thought about maybe hunting for shit on the beach for content?
No, I'm looking for subscribers. But he's a guitar player. I think I went to GIT with him. Pretty good. But that's very specific. I don't know that what I would do would be very just guitar based. That seems like you're very focused on just that. But he's doing good with it. But I think for me, I would just do like random, all kinds of stuff, like kind of stuff like this and guitar.
313 people watching right now as Johnny enjoys the Big Beef live from Illinois. Next week, if you're in Texas, you can come say hello to Johnny and I in person. We'll be in the Dallas area. I will be appearing at the Grassy Knoll. Feel free to come by, take a shot. Maybe that's not the right way to say that. And then also after that, we'll be in San Antonio with a day off in between. Actually, Johnny, we're going to have a day off in San Antonio. I'm going to go visit the Alamo. Have you been to the Alamo?
Yeah, but
aren't
we going to? It's fine.
Yeah.
We've seen so many things that yeah, but don't we need that day to get there? From where we're going to there, it's like 4 hours.
No, we're flying.
Oh, we are.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, I didn't know that. I thought we were driving. Which
no,
I'd rather.
We fly from Dallas to San Antonio. That's less than an hour.
Okay.
And we'll be in San Antonio by like noon with nothing to do and nowhere to go.
Okay.
And we can remember the Alamo.
Right. I'll do that. I thought we were going to have to all get in the car together. I was dreading that.
We have a very famous person in the band now, very famous, multi-platinum. And I don't know if he will sit in a car with a bunch of us, dummies. Well, some of us. Anyway, you're all going to have to stay tuned. If you don't have your tickets already for Dallas, Texas, I would get on it. It is going to be a fantastic show, and San Antonio will be as well. And then the following week or two, I'm booking these flights tonight. We are going to be 2 nights in lovely Virginia, and after lovely Virginia, the M3 Music Festival. I got the lineup today, Johnny. They emailed me the times.
For what?
For M3. Yeah.
Okay.
No enough's enough this time, but normally it would say like doors open at noon, showtime 1, enough's enough 11:30 a.m. I mean, it's like I'm not sure how they do that. They play for the cleaning crew. A lot of people are speculating there may be a new drummer. I didn't say what instrument the person played.
Well, maybe I'm out.
Could be. They'll have to come out and find out. Somebody said, "Did Back the Funk Up go platinum yet?" Well, it is in his area. I don't know. I don't have my copy here right now. Oh, there it is. You can buy this thing. It's platinum in Burbank, the highest charting Burbank instrumental funk album of all time, right there. So get it. It's going to be available on Digi CD keychain. You know that, Johnny?
I saw that. It's kind of cool. You could tap your phone, and it'll take you to where the music is hosted and held, and then you could purchase it from there. It doesn't just put it to your phone. I thought it, but very modern. Little circle. Little looks like a little record.
Yeah, no, it's cool. Someone says, I hope the new drummer isn't the chubby guy from Cinderella. The drummer for Cinderella is far from chubby. In fact, Michelle saw him the other night. Fred Corey went to see Tom Kiefer. A bunch of my friends were there and saw the great Fred Corey. And he's very lean. If you're talking about chubby drummers, you're talking about Faster Pussycat.
Maybe they got something confused.
Yeah, and chubby is being nice. Well, Johnny's going to have a refill, I think.
Yeah, this is getting out of control. It was really bad. Fill up. This guy's staring at me. Okay, look, am I walking straighter? I notice I'm not hunched over as much because I'm conscious of it. So now when I walk into a room, I command attention.
Yeah.
Watch. See how straight I am?
Johnny, somebody says that the chubby guy now plays with Ace Frehley.
I mean,
they're confused?
We already knew that.
Mm-hmm.
See how straight I walk?
Oh, hold on. Let me solo this.
Hello.
Johnny's like greeting people.
They got that lemon cake here. They have a lemon cake. That's really good. I've had that. It's like cake with lemon frosting.
Well, why don't you get one?
I don't have enough.
You didn't make change. I'm sure someone will send it to you right now.
That is a lot of calories right there, man. A piece of lemon cake, that's got to be over 1,000. It's got to be over 1,000. I'm trying to do a deficit. So I'm trying to eat less calories than I burn.
Right. Well, that is the best way to lose weight. Yeah.
And right now, I am not. I am the other way around.
You're going to have to do a lot of burning. Yeah.
But I mean, I'm here. I mean, I will go up.
If you're going to be the chubby guitarist, but
no, we already have one of those.
I think that's covered. Yeah. But you never know. That could be the person that's no longer there.
I will never. And that's another reason I want to get in shape. I don't want to be doughy like that on stage. I want to be ripped.
Marshall says, always thought a new drummer would be a step up in Steven's band. Just saying, right?
I mean, I think Scott's a real good drummer.
Who?
I mean, I just, everyone's got an opinion. People like different things. Everyone thinks they know everything about everything. Someone has an opinion. He might be right about some things. Other people might disagree. What can you say? I don't think anything is fact anymore. Everyone's opinion is they consider as fact, and that's just not the case. I think it's all about consistency and about what you bring to the table. In this case, a huge beef sandwich, and this drink right here, and these people.
Now, I have not stated who you're going to see. It might not be a fat drummer, a skinny drummer, a handsome drummer. I didn't say it was a drummer, but there will be someone on stage. It could be a keyboard player. It might be the other voice of RATT. You have to wait and see. Somebody says, a traveler of Thailand says, honestly, Eric Ferentinos does not fit with the band. His stage presence is just awkward. Okay.
Now that is fact.
Yeah, so, well, listen.
But that's just how it's been. He wanted that from the beginning. He didn't want to go the path of that other way. He wanted to mix it up.
Well, I believe after RATT, Steven's goal was not to have a guitar hero like RATT. Arcade was the same. He didn't want to be compared to RATT. And Warren DeMartini are awfully big shoes to fill.
Eat the whole thing.
Look at that. Fantastic, Johnny.
I wasn't even hungry.
Johnny, somebody asks how come Eric is never on the tour diaries. Well, Eric said they're terrible. That's the reason.
Yeah, he says, you're terrible, and I'm spoiled because my parents paid for me to go to guitar school. Those are also facts.
And therefore, someone in the comments is wrong, but therefore, he's not on the tour diaries. You see a glimpse of him every now and then, but he didn't like it. I don't want to force someone to be in something that they publicly said was terrible. 7 people heard it.
So your tour diaries, they're terrible, man. They're terrible. Mm-hmm. And me, spoiled, could have done the same things I did if his parents would have sent him to school. But just to be clear, I went to school before that school, and I played like that before I got there. You know why? Practice.
311 people watching right now.
You got this lemon cake isn't going to buy itself, so you got 5 minutes before I leave. God, do I look fat? I look like Tony Soprano.
I mean, I don't want to start a fight, but this is a tough one. CMS Neely said he thought Eric adds more than Johnny. Well, he's a fucking idiot.
wait, ask him what exactly what he adds.
Yeah, right. But I'm sorry, he didn't mean ability. I'm sure. Listen, I have to work with these dummies, but if you don't know that Johnny is the superior guitar player, you're at the wrong concert. Sorry. You can A-B them if you like.
I don't know who that is. Who did you say that was?
Who the other guitar player is?
No, you said McNull.
Oh, it's the guy who hosts it's the classic metal. It's Dog the Bounty Hunter. He's a nice guy, but maybe he was just trying to be polite.
Oh, well, they're friends, right?
Yeah, I was on their show. I mean, I'm not trying to be mean. I should take it back.
Well, no, they're friends. I said those guys. Well, of course they're going to go to bat for their friend. You're not going to say something like the other guy. You're going to do it to your friend. But I mean, again, people can say what they want. Let's sit down and play with some changes and see what it sounds like.
Rob makes a good point. They think that maybe he could mow Pearcy's lawn better than you could.
I don't know. I was the gardener at my mom's place. I shaped those trees. I was like Edward penis hands out there. Oh, uh-oh.
What happened?
Somebody wants me to get that cake.
Oh, all right. Well, the money is in.
Melissa, man, you're killing me. She said, please enter into the diabetic coma group.
All right. Well, Johnny, can we see what the choices are? Is it just lemon cake? I mean,
God, I for sure thought nobody was going to do that. So that's why I said that.
someone makes a good point, Johnny. His name is David R. He says, if you notice, Johnny handled the lion's share of the solos from Out of the Cellar. Cellar spelled S-E-L-L-E-R. I think there's a reason for that. Someone also says that Johnny does not get enough credit for his singing, excellent guitarist, lead vocalist. Look, listen, I'm not here to kiss up to Johnny. I mean, I call things as they are. And Johnny, obviously,
in this band is, my position is to play the guitar and ultimately play the parts that, I'm supposed to be playing. And I have no problem with that. But yeah, I'm not singing and I'm not playing pop tunes and I'm not doing really what, is maybe people have heard from me in the past. So I'm doing the job that is at hand for what this is. Is it the right thing for me? Am I doing everything I can do? No, probably not. But I'm trying to do the best I can with what I've been given for this situation.
All right, Johnny, you're getting too serious. OD 138 asks, what's my favorite Wednesday 13th song? It's called Haunt Me. And my second favorite is a song called Return to Haddonfield. But I'm a fan. I wasn't always. And the reason I'm a fan of Wednesday is because we were introduced by Stevie Rochelle, who is here right now, saying rest in peace, CJ. We did have a long talk about CJ early in the show. For those joining in late, you can watch it back. A nice guy. I enjoyed conversations, dinners, chats with him on the road. And yeah, he'll definitely miss it.
Can you get a piece of lemon cake? I'm sorry? I'm talking to somebody. Yeah, live. I'm not recording anything. A lemon cake? What is it? Ask me if I was recording. Just a slice, yeah. Nope.
Get a whole cake, Johnny.
I'm not getting the whole cake. Ready? Yeah, so I mean, I don't know. I've had this lemon cake before. It's really good. I probably shouldn't be getting any lemon cake. All good? Okay, thank you.
573 milligrams of sodium in that cake.
Crazy guy asked me if I was recording.
Yeah, he was upset by it?
He seemed like he was a little, kind of questioning me, like he was going to say something like, because there's no recording in here. Although I don't see any signs that say that.
I don't think Mayor McPortillo's is there right now.
I don't know.
You're FaceTiming, though. That's allowed.
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I can't imagine that nobody can. Thank you. Okay, it was in the refrigerator. Okay, this is what I got.
Let's take a look at that. Hold on. Well, that looks good. Not what I expected, but it looks good.
Am I recording? Shut up. He looked like the kid from 90 Day Fiance. The one pain in the ass lady's son. Kind of tall, kind of ethnic looking.
I don't know that one. Johnny, Scott Johnson, who will be joining us in Texas, would like to know, what's your favorite song to play live currently?
Well, I kind of want to say either Morning After
I was going to say that one.
You're in Trouble.
Both good.
Or In Your Direction. One of those.
Yeah.
All right, so here's what we got going.
Yeah, looks good.
Am I recording? Shut up.
Now, Johnny is not a diabetic. His pancreas works just fine. So don't be that concerned. He can handle it.
It's a lot. This is a lot of stuff. I mean, and also, why would he ask me? Why wouldn't the manager ask me? I don't need some vaping exhaust pipe video game playing tard asking me if I'm recording. Well, they should be happy if someone's recording in here. Because there's no one in here. There's nothing happening right now. And this place, if you're going to record, this is the place for it. There's stuff hanging from the ceiling. It's very cool in here. This is something you'd want, but these kids, you know, they got
Scott is asking, will these be out of the cellar shows? Yes, they will. We're working on a set list right now, but it will be out of the cellar and other hits. And you will see a new addition. I think my camera froze. Hold on.
Oh boy.
But anyway, yeah, you'll see something exciting. Stevie Rochelle's going to break the story. All right, Johnny, I got to reset this. So you talk.
I don't know. Maybe somebody look up Portillo's and find out if there's some kind of legal, like, that says you can't film in here. Because I don't think there is. And he kind of said it like, sir, can I ask a question? Are you recording? Like I'm gonna like he knows the answer, and I'm gonna be like, oh yeah. Well, the only reason I asked is because you can't record in here. You know, like that was gonna come. You know, next. You know, there's like this 16-year-old kid running around here with hot pants on. Little boy. If anybody, if there's something, should be something, he should have some pants on. Don't worry about what I'm recording. Pants on that kid. This is pretty good. It's kind of bothering my tooth a little bit. I like yellow cake. The frosting's a bit much for me, but I know that I used to get these when they had them because this is like a seasonal thing. They don't always have it. The chocolate cake here is really good too. But, I've been trying not to eat cake. This is a whole beef sandwich, and then this. There's a lot of calories.
Am I back? Oh, wait, I'm back. All right. Maybe I'm not. Can you hear me, Johnny?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I can't see myself, but I'm going to be back, and I'm going to answer these questions. Johnny, tell the people to stop contributing to your fat campaign and to help me buy a laptop. Oh, wait. It's embarrassing that this happens so often. Now it's all right, Johnny. I'll be back. You keep talking to these people. They need you. Don't disappoint.
I really want to know. I kind of want to go over there and make a big deal out of it, but I mean, I'm not going to come back here for a while. But I think it's kind of ridiculous that he would ask me that when there's obviously a manager back there who's not dressed like the other people. And it's a girl. She must be the manager. This kid was like on the line. Are you recording? Maybe he felt it's illegal to record the people. He doesn't want to be on the show or in the recording. Again, should be happy. Anyone's recording him. To find out who works here, look him up. Then what? Open. I can't really see the comments, but this is a pretty good cake. I don't think I'm gonna eat the outside. There's too much frosting, but and they're all like congregating and talking to each other and kind of like jittery and like yeah, man, bro, what's up, bro? You know, doing kind of a lot of hand movements. I don't think anyone's really. They're kind of working. Just sick of everybody. Everyone thinks they're way more important than they are.
All right, Johnny, I'm back. I was watching on the TV here. You did a great job. Did you say you're not going to have the cream part of the cake?
Well, I mean, there's parts in there, but the outside is really thick frosting. I'm not going to eat all that.
All right. Let me get back. I know that you couldn't see the comments, so I want to make sure. Johnny, I got a new pair of glasses from Spectacle Eyewear.
Oh, maybe I got mine.
I'm happy to see them back. He had to take some time off for health reasons, and I wish him the best. Here they are. What do you think, Johnny?
I can't see this.
They're a little bit of a large frame, not quite Groucho, but they're a little big.
Those are cool. That's like the modern ones, right? Yeah, look good.
Yeah, I like it. Not quite as big as that beef, but
well, I was alerted from my front desk at my condo that I have received a package, so maybe mine are there.
yeah, I was going to say I have a feeling if I got mine. A lot of people speculating the new drummer will be Eric Singer. That's very possible. He does live in Las Vegas. He is doing nothing. 70 grams of sugar in that sandwich, that cake, I should say. I answered the out of the cellar question. Yes, out of the cellar coming up, new set list. Johnny absolutely smokes on the morning after. I agree, John Doe. Rochelle says, I think Johnny should have a fork or spoon cam, kind of like when a guitar player has the camera on the headstock filming his guitar neck. I want to see the fork cam as Johnny eats. Not bad.
You want to see what?
They want to put a fork on the end of your camera so when you dip into the cake, they get an intrusive shot. Like a colonoscopy of cake. Good looking. There you go. Looks good.
My band members from Total Eclipse that are in their 50s now won't stop blowing up my phone in this group text I got. Every time I get into a group text, I want to look into a solar eclipse. I can't leave these things quick enough. If you're going to be in a solar or a group text, just a couple sentences. You don't. Every thought doesn't have to be a new entry. LA Guns used to do that all day.
Yeah, and and all the bands just like send dick jokes all day long, and racist behavior. Because we have a new person who is very famous, I am not doing group chats. Everyone gets their own message. Johnny, these glasses make me look like Harry Carey. We've got a great day for baseball.
Put yourself just in one frame so I can see it bigger.
Okay, what she said. What do you think?
No, those look all right.
I mean, they're larger than the ones I have. Let's do a side by side. They are not bi, though. These are not bifocals. This is my original pair.
Right, that's what I'm used to saying.
Yeah, and then this is the one that Lens Spectacle Eyewear has created.
I don't mind those. Do you have more real estate? Like, can you see better with them?
I feel like it. Yeah, I feel like it. I mean, it's going to take a while to get used to it.
Yeah, they look all right. He's very progressive. This guy over at Spectacle Eyewear.
He says that you should never pull. Yeah, you should never pull them off like this. You only take them off like this. So I'm going to do that.
He's very hip. He knows what people like. He's in a hip area of town, much more hip than where I'm at. Or evidently, they're very concerned with what I'm filming while they're sitting around talking to each other and doing nothing. I should be filming, and I should send this to Dick Portillo and show him what a bunch of assholes you are. He doesn't care. He's sold lasers.
Dick Portillo is missing out. Instead of having like a Maxwell Street or a Chicago hot dog, they should have the Big Dick. You could get big beef or the Big Dick.
I don't think that's not politically correct anymore. Wow, that was too much. Well, thanks everybody for that. I really appreciate it. I figured it would be something you could see, and then I'd be able to get this stuff. But now that I think about it, I probably shouldn't have bothered anybody. I probably should have just came here or not here and went and got something trimmed and just stayed off the radar. But when I'm here, it's something to see. This isn't going to happen all the time. And they're very upset about filming in here, which still bothers me.
Yeah, they possibly could ban you. Now, Jennifer, you just became a Patreon, and that is great news. It's time to celebrate. I'm going to use your pics right now, and I'm going to sign this these very high quality. I think Michelle made these right now. Hopefully, it's supposed to say to Jennifer. Let me know, Jennifer, and I will work on that. Kim enjoys the glasses. A lot of people think that Peter Criss could be playing drums with Steven. Am I Evil thinks they look a little, they're not as big as Harry Carey. Harry Carey is buried in Des Plaines. I went and visited. Someone said Eric Singer is not multi-platinum. That is true. If you want to be technical, he is not. But he can dress like somebody who is.
Staring at me. Go back to work.
Actually, Stevie Rochelle made a good point. They're very dice play-ish. That's true. Who is Eric Singer playing with now? Himself.
These guys are still messaging back and forth. Now they're talking about girls from high school. Do you guys remember Kelly Bosman? You know, whenever I'm around people from high school and I roll in there, they don't recognize me because they think I'm like my son.
Well, you aged well. A lot of people like the new glasses, so I will keep that. Speculation that Carmine Apiece will be playing drums soon. Not sure. We didn't talk about Jack Russell. Stevie Rochelle wondering, have we covered the latest Jack Russell Great White shows? Wow, I haven't seen anything like it.
Yeah.
Jack is if you want to go over to Metal Sludge, you can see clips of Jack Russell. It is one of the saddest things you will ever see. The only thing that makes Juan Croucier's band look remotely decent is Jack Russell. Both terrible, but Jack maybe it is as Weekend at Bernie's as it comes. You literally are watching a dead man sitting in a chair. Anyone who says it's good is a liar.
I'm looking for signs. I don't see any signs.
And if you buy a ticket to see Jack Russell, just like a ticket to be Juan Croucier, you should be smacked upon the purchase. When is the Tracy Lords thing coming on Netflix? I can't really talk about it. I wish I could. I signed one of those. I signed a NSA.
Nothing in here says not to film. I see no smoking 15 feet away from the door, which someone was when I walked in. But I don't see anything about, you know, those kids are just, I'm gonna call him. I'm gonna call in like tomorrow and talk to someone about it. Nah, maybe not. Who cares?
Johnny, people want to know where you're at so they can come join you. He's leaving though, so otherwise Johnny would have let you pick up the bill.
So, right here at Portillo's. Where are you going? Just doing this. People out here, they're just really getting on my nerves. What are you staring at? Drive your car. Drive your SUV, dork. Yes. People. Tired of it. Trump and Alexis.
Is Sebastian Bach going to reunite with Skid Row now? We can only hope so. Nobody else should do it. Anyone else in that band is a joke. Male or female, or bi, or tri, or trans. Skid Row, Sebastian Bach, or nothing. I'm sure I'm going to get in trouble for that too. Lexington Steel will not be in Skid Row. Heather would like to know if I will be at the Rainbow on Sunday. I will. I will be at the Rainbow Bar and Grill Bash, Backyard Bash. I will be there. So please, if you see me, come and say hello. Buy me a piece of lemon cake. I don't think they have that there.
They're not going to have that there.
Johnny is such a people person.
No, I am. But when they're idiots like that and they're harassing me and they're
Johnny needs to
the...
get laid. When does the solo album come out? Johnny seems grumpy.
I'm not grumpy. People keep saying that to me. I'm not grumpy. It's just I know that they think of something, they don't know what to say, and they want to chime in. So these people are idiots. What am I supposed to be? Oh,
James thinks that Zoltan, it would be the guy because he plays like he's high on something. Yeah, I'm not a fan.
that guy's crazy.
I would rather watch one of the Blue Man Group play
Mattress
in a
firm.
band. Yeah.
Look, it's a mattress firm.
You want to go in and see? You're gonna need a little extra cushion on the bed though now that you ate all that cake.
Get this thing plugged in. Come on. Get one handing in here. Got something happened to my nail. You know, sometimes if you file your nail too thin, it splits.
Look good. Heather, I will see you Sunday and Wednesday as well. Say hello and introduce yourself so I remember. Stevie Rochelle says Johnny is a bit Oscar Madison-ish. Just saying. The Walter Matthau Oscar Madison. What makes Juan call himself the voice of RATT? Delusional? Yeah, completely delusional. A complete mental thing. A big dummy.
Are you filming? Shut up. I mean, technically, kind of are.
Jason and Johnny, are you happy with the new member of the band? Well, listen, the person has not played a show yet. Johnny, I don't think has ever met the person, and I go way back with them, and I'm happy. That's all I can say. Stevie Rochelle will have the first headline about it when it's big news. Zoltan is overrated. If you think he's good, I would agree. Let's see. Stevie Rochelle makes a good point. One of Pearcy's posts says the only voice of RATT, which is true. Although Stephen will acknowledge that if any person could call himself the other voice of RATT, it would be Juicy Pearl, who for 7 years did sing the songs. Like it or not, it's way more than Juan ever did. Bobby says he likes the guy from the Sea Hags better. You mean better than Johnny? Or better than better than Lemon Cake? I don't know. That guy's name is Frankie Wilsey. He's in an Aerosmith tribute band, and blah 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 blah. And he was in Arcade. I tried to get him on the show, but he refuses. Some people think that maybe Bobby Blotzer is back. It could be. Could be. We're going to find out in Texas. What are you doing, Johnny?
Oh, you can see me, right? Yeah, I'm just driving home.
I can see you, I just can't hear you. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm just driving home. This is the I guess right here is the courthouse, or I mean the courthouse. This is their gymnasium and workout room. This is the clubhouse. It looks like something.
There's someone in the audience named Sully Big. Could this be the Sully Big? Jason, need to get me on the line to comment. if it's the Sully Big.
It sounds like him.
Yeah. The only problem is, and by the way, Sully Big is not big anymore. He's not only lost a lot of weight, he had a penis reduction surgery. But he's looking great. Now I bashed every band possible. He's probably like, oh, he says it's him. There he is.
This lady just drove in with her brights on, staring at me, driving past me and cranks her neck around to stare at me. And she's driving at me with her brights on. What's wrong with people?
Johnny Sullivan Big is the CEO of Big Time Entertainment. And on his roster, you have Vince Neil of Motley Crue, Stephen Pearcy of RATT, Great White minus the Weekend at Bernie's guy, Striper, who today we're worrying about the Rapture. He's got, I think he helps with Tough. Stevie Rochelle is here, and yes. All right, let's see.
The guy from Autograph.
He has. Well, it's breaking news, and I don't really know how much we could say about it. But Autograph. I can't even say. There's a show coming up to discuss it, but I swore not to say it. But Autograph is now called Autograph Beyond.
Cute.
You heard it here first. I don't think that's Sullivan probably doesn't want to comment. All right. Well, but I'm glad he is watching to see how highbrow this is. 326 people. We've been here for 2 hours, 19 minutes, and 50 seconds. John's first concert was Striper. That's why you have such a biblical name. People letting Sully know. Oh, Queensryche and Quite Riot. Well, that is right.
That's right.
And
And
we play
also Ace Frehley.
And Ace Frehley. That's right. Yeah. How could I forget? Yeah, he said Vince and Ace. Vince, we message, but
He's got them all. He's got all the big time. That's why he's big time.
That he is, but he's not as big. I told you, he is a
Well,
lean
I think I had something to do with that.
Yeah, Sullivan, did you see what Johnny just ate?
Don't tell him. I'm supposed to be as inspirational. Tell him, and I just that's what I. But I work out pretty hard.
Yeah, no, that's true. Big beef and lemon cake as well.
Yeah, that's not on your diet.
Sullivan is down 32 pounds. So
it looks great. I told him that. Told him he looked really good.
Yeah, I saw as well. He looks great, and it's great to see people doing that. Maria says she's seeing Queensryche on Wednesday. Question: will Stevie be at the Rainbow on Sunday? I doubt it, but maybe. Let's see if he answers.
You gotta line my wheel up with this thing she's got on the ground. I don't know how to do that. Like when you go into a car wash.
Mm-hmm. The question is.
There we go.
Question is, does Steven ever play any arcade songs in his set? We play, and it's been a while. Right now, it's all RATT, but there's Nothing to Lose. Oh, I forgot. Yeah, Steve Rochelle says he will go if Sebastian invites him. I forgot that him and Sebastian are not, the friendliest of friendly. But I think even Stevie Rochelle believes that Sebastian Bach should be the singer for Skid Row. He can comment, but I think it's time to make a move. What is Johnny doing? Well, right now he's parking in his mom's garage.
Yeah, no, I just parked the car and I'm here now. That's how close she lives.
Could Sheila E. be the new drummer for Stephen Pearcy? It's possible. Are you going to the Rainbow for Faster? No, I'm going to the Rainbow for Alex Kane of Life, Sex, and Death, and Donnie V, the real voice of Enough's Enough. Plus, I want to see Richard Black do the shark dance, the snake dance that Axl Rose stole from him. Rob Zombie's brother will be there. Faster Pussycat would be there, and Sebastian, of course. I gotta forget. Stevie says, "I would say yes. It's time to put the reunion to a test and see how it goes." Yeah, I think it's time. Let's see what happens. All right, Johnny has now entered his mother's home. I always feel like one day Johnny's mother is going to greet him with a rifle. Who goes there? But is Mom home? There's the Eclipse again. Look at that. The Eclipse is, oh, there it goes. Just like an eclipse, it didn't last.
Watching American Idol. Mm-hmm. Hey, Mom. Are you watching American Idol? Okay. All right. Yeah, she just got home. Yeah.
And there's the lovely Mrs. Monaco, who brought Johnny into this world. Apparently, she's watching a freestyle dance, and if Johnny's sister sees the show, he'll probably make her take it down.
American Idol. I'm into it. I watch so much of that show. It's for normal people.
Heather would like to know if Johnny's playing in Vegas Friday night. I don't believe so.
Saturday.
Oh, Saturday. Well, if you're in town, where can they go, Johnny?
Dick's Last Resort.
All right, naturally.
In the Excalibur Casino.
Does Tommy Lee's sister sit in on drums of Faster Pussycat? No, unless the drummer who's already there ate her and we can't see her or sits on her. But no, the drummer is the mighty Chad Stewart. I have a feeling she was watching a live Gigi Allen show and switched it when she heard Johnny coming in the back door. That could be Stevie. She's a big punk. Johnny's mom is a big punk rock fan. I feel like Johnny's going to break out another course. Like he's going to eat something else now.
I just ate so much. I mean, it was really good, but until that kid wrecked it for me by asking me if I was filming. Do you mind your? I should
Johnny,
have told her,
Bobby,
mind your own
when
business.
Bobby is concerned, he'd like you to grow your hair back because you look like an NSYNC guy now.
Who said that?
That would be Bobby. Bobby W.
Okay, genius. My hair's under my hat. Let's keep it together.
Yes, he still has hair. He puts that on when he goes out so that he's not mobbed by adoring fans.
Oh God, I can't take it anymore. These people. I don't care if they're giving me cake. I will start cutting people off.
Mm-hmm.
I had to do that on Facebook today.
What's on Facebook?
These stupid.
Is that the Eclipse? Is that the Eclipse?
Yeah, these band members from 40 years ago are blowing up my phone in this chain text.
Mm-hmm.
God.
Yeah. Tell him the band broke up years ago.
I can't even tell you how many texts there are from this.
A lot of people concerned, Johnny, that maybe your mom would have liked a piece of cake.
She's all right. I'll tell you. I'll show you a photo from the Eclipse. Can you see that?
Oh, wow. Hold on. Let's take a look.
You can see that or not?
Wow, look at that.
You see it?
Yeah, yeah.
There's me in the front with the Les Paul. So for all those idiots that complain about my guitar playing, you got to go Les Paul, bro. I was a bro in 7th grade, and then I got wise to technology. So shut up. And this
Robert
guy right
Alonso,
here is surgeon.
Robert Alonso is concerned that maybe I'm dropping too many names, which is interesting. Maybe go watch Eddie Trunk then, if you don't want to hear name dropping. I'm sure he won't tell you how he signed Ace Frehley.
Listen, maybe it doesn't matter what that guy thinks.
True.
That's the problem with people. Everyone thinks they matter.
He said he likes your picture, though.
All right. He's all right. Let me see. I got to find a better one. I got some killer ones in here.
Johnny, I think all these people are out of money because they bought you cake. It's been a very slow super chat evening.
Hey, it doesn't happen all the time.
No, I know. You're suffering for your craft.
Yeah. Oh,
Here's a good question. Robert Hart, do you agree that Shannon Larkin of Godsmack is the best drummer in rock and roll? No, I wouldn't listen to Godsmack if God was here right now and smacked me. No.
Godsmack, yeah. That's almost about as silly as the other thing that's happening with that other band. Oh, here's a good show. This was me in college. This is like kind of right after, after that time period.
Oh, hold on.
If you could see that.
All right, look at that hippie.
That's my house in the background.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to get back to my fighting weight.
Yep.
And let's see. Yeah, that band though. It was called Holmes Junior High. And
John Holmes Jr.
No, that was later. But if you'll notice on this action shot, you could see all the girls in the background watching. And this is 1978.
Jesus, the bitches loved you in that.
Look at them back there. I got my boots on. These are like the boots like that you get at like truck stops now. And they're cowboy boots. Has a silk shirt and a mustache.
Somebody asked if Johnny was in Dazed and Confused. And no, but Stevie Rochelle was in a movie called Stoned Age. So it's very similar.
I was in Basic Instinct. And I was also in Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure 2.
Nice. Look at that. You got to, everyone go rent them and you can see Johnny. Maria agrees on the moose knuckle.
What?
Somebody saw some moose knuckle. I didn't catch it. The
Well,
ladies for moose.
People are something wrong with these people. I'm telling you. Here's a good shot of when I was into my Warren D. Martini days. And I wanted the guitar, but I couldn't afford it. So I just get a decal and I put it on the guitar and I made a skull and crossbone.
Mm-hmm.
And
wallpaper back there. The Randy Rhoads poster, the Marshall in my bedroom, and hand technique. But of course, now I'm in a band. Someone who mocks me for it.
Yeah. Hold on. I'm still with you. I couldn't. Sullivan said he would like to see Stevie Rochelle reenact the towel incident. Here it is for those. It's usually much bigger. It's cold out, but there he is.
Why would he want to see that?
Well, it's good for business.
I'll give you a towel incident. There's me doing a Speedo incident.
Towel wrapping incident.
Beach in Hawaii. This is me and my friend Ron.
Mm-hmm. Look at that. Which one are you?
I had a perm too.
Mm-hmm.
That's when men wore real bathing suits. Speedo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Speedo, baby. Some good shots, but whatever. And I kind of back in the day kind of combined martial arts with guitar.
Mm-hmm.
So I would wear my kung fu uniform to guitar practice.
Wow, look at that. Buckethead stole that from you, I think.
That's a Hamer. Remember Hamer guitars? That's
Sure.
a great one. I have my red sash on there, my kung fu pants, and my
Mickey's here, Johnny, and Mickey believes that Speedo still fits.
Well, Mickey was messaging me because she was driving home and her something happened to her phone. They shut her phone off or something, so she was driving in
Might have
circles.
been the Eclipse. It was probably the Eclipse.
Yeah,
what happened?
Thought of that. Well, she was. I was trying to help her, but I was talking to you, so I couldn't look up where she was. But she figured it out. She called her other friend, and he navigated her, got her home because a lot of twists and turns between here and Missouri.
Mm-hmm.
But ask her if she made it.
Ask her what?
Ask her if she made it home.
Well, I'm sure she'll tell you she's here.
Okay.
She said, "Yeah, thanks a lot."
Okay,
I can't tell if that's like, "Yeah, thanks a lot," or it's like, or it's like, "Yeah, thanks a lot," or it's like a "Y'all asshole." You know what I mean?
That's me sitting on that chair, and this right here is my dentist.
This looks like Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs.
Well, they're paying attention. This is my dentist now, Steve Napier, who actually got me involved in guitar in the first place. And there's me holding a tape recorder.
Who's the kid with the bug eyes?
Yeah, that's Richard Ungus. He used to live across the street from me, and his sister went on to be a very successful business owner, and she used to live right over there by Brian Wilson in St. Charles.
Mm-hmm.
They were the first Filipino family that I really knew, and they lived across the street. And we used to go over there for dances, and they would make these spongy rice cakes. They were lovely.
You weren't hiding them in your attic or anything, right? I mean, they were allowed to live in the neighborhood.
Pork rolls, yeah. Sauteed sticks, stuff that now we take for granted, but they used to make it and go over there because we didn't know back then. Everybody in the neighborhood was white. We didn't know.
Yeah.
This is me and George Bellis at the Thirsty Whale.
Oh, well done. I didn't know George could make an appearance.
George Bellis is a fantastic guitar player who was on Mike Varney's label, and he's a shredder beyond shredders. I mean, this guy is like at a next level, and he taught me a lot of like sweeping and arpeggios, and I learned it from him. And he kind of studied like all classical music, but guitar playing could be considered like Uli John Roth, Yngwie, but he just is next level. His name is George Bellis. I don't know what he's doing now. I don't see anything.
He designed the Batmobile. I remember George Paris. Frank Bordenrave says, and he's a channel member, and thank you. I don't understand exactly what he says. He says, I caught the tail end of the drummer changes, but it's a shame how some can badmouth their fellow mates. I could tell he was a slime bag. He could probably butcher a whole cow with an ice pick. I don't really know what any of that means.
I
But
don't
if you'd
think
like,
we didn't bad rap. We didn't bad rap. He
Henry
said,
was talking to us, and he's a channel member, so obviously he enjoys this channel.
but he's saying we bad rapped him, and then he went on to bad rap him. I didn't say anything. We said
He
we
said
just said.
some can badmouth, but then he also said he could tell he was a slime bag.
Oh, okay.
And I don't know who, but please, a Beer Lacrosse wishes Mickey a safe travels and hopes that she finds her way. And Mickey had something to say, but I can't find it.
That's me with the boa.
A constrictor or a snake?
The person next to me on the end there, he was the first person to come up with the concept for the rock and roll clothing shops. He used to call it the rock shop. And he started all those stores where you can go and buy like 80s clothes. Yeah, I was the youngest in the
Bobby
band.
has to go, but he's signing out. He had a good time. He saw Enough's Enough with Johnny way back. I'm sorry there are still no refunds, but I hope you had a good time. And he's saying that the person who used to be the former drummer is a slime bag. So.
Oh, okay.
And that he ripped on his own mates, and that.
Okay. Now that makes sense. Okay, I get it.
Yeah.
I can understand.
Sorry,
Yeah.
Frank. It's hard. It's hard to keep up with all of this.
Yeah, sometimes things don't translate like that.
Yeah.
Me as that girl.
We understand now, though. Oh, look at that.
That was a shot I took on my motorcycle. Well, I get yelled at now for one. I want to buy another one, but everyone I talk to is like, telling me not to buy a motorcycle. But
Yeah,
this is
I wouldn't do it.
I used to love riding around. This was right there by St. Charles, actually.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's funny that we keep bringing up St. Charles. Well, I'm here now. It's not going to be forever. Maybe back in the desert, in a couple of days. So get it while you can.
We're going to have beautiful weather next week, Johnny. Going to be in the 80s.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Mickey says you are not getting another bike. I agree with Mickey. It's a bad idea. Olivia Rodrigo says it's a bad idea, right?
1 month in.
Johnny's going to put that picture on his refrigerator so he can remind himself not to have the lemon.
This was right up until I had the lemon cake.
Yeah, it's all right. You'll get it back.
Oh man, it's going to be tough starting over again. What are you listening to?
I'm getting sleepy. I think that Eclipse took a lot out of me.
It totally took a lot out of me. My eyes were bleeding for hours. Don't ever stare into an Eclipse.
No, or yeah.
Chip might be upset because I put him on a suitcase.
310 people watching. If anyone would like to, if you have a question, a comment, a statement, or more importantly, a super sticker, super chat, member, Patreon, those type of things. This is kind of your last chance because at some point we all have to get back on with our lives.
No one's seen my I have some work in the making. This was called Chip Bedazzled.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's nice.
It's a beauty. It's a beaut right there. If anyone wants that one,
it's a beaut, Clark.
400. Cheers. 350. I'll go as low as 350. That's a good one. It's a beautiful one. It's called that Bedazzled Chip. Of course, I have the one of the classics that hasn't sold.
Randy Holt wants to know when Stephen will go back to standard set list. What could you want to hear? I'll tell you right now, this year it's Out of the Cellar and the hits that matter. And then next year, probably Invasion of the Privacy, your privacy, and the hits that matter. What could you possibly want to hear? Standard? You want to hear boring shit that nobody knows what it is? No, he's giving you what you paid for. Sully says, don't you have some tour managing to do? I got airline tickets to buy on your credit card.
This is called Diamond Boy.
He looks a little thick in that one. He must have had a few pieces of lemon cake.
It's also Sullivan's buddy. Mm-hmm. That's how we met. I met him through this person. I've known Sullivan for probably 30 years, right, Sullivan? Something like that. And
Frank,
now I'm his personal
thank
trainer.
you so much for the super sticker. Appreciate it. I'm glad to see somebody contributing. I'm sure Johnny's trip down memory lane inspires you, so thank you.
Here's a nice one.
William says he'll see me on Sunday. Hold on, let's take a look at the suitcase real close. Oh yeah, another jackass. Another very unfunny jackass who, as karma struck, he can't sing anymore.
He's insulted me for the last time, so I figured suitcase.
This is probably not the place to talk about this, but I got to do it. So Stevie Rochelle was nice enough to recommend an interview for me with Steve Brown of Trickster, and he wrote those Ace Frehley songs that everybody's just tearing up the charts over. And garbage. Anyway, so Stevie was nice, and he set up an email between me and Steve. Steve wrote back this morning and asked if we could have a guest co-host. And he said some guy's name that I never heard of in my life. It takes brass balls to come on someone's show and then say, oh, by the way, I'm bringing a co-host. I didn't completely understand it. I didn't write back yet. Maybe I don't know. I did talk to Spike from the Choir Boys, and
I like him.
Coming out. What's that?
I like Spike.
Yeah, we had a great time with him on the cruise. He's a fun guy. He's the real Captain Jack Sparrow.
Yeah, I like him. He's very cool.
But he's coming on soon to promote his new record. I promise you, there's no songs about drinking cherry medicine or horseshit. Sullivan said his credit card's almost maxed out from your mom's sex chat line.
Don't make us block you.
Yeah, Sullivan's doing comedy now too.
Next,
he's going to show you his hairstyle. Oh,
he's drinking already.
He's drinking. He's one under. Yeah. Anyway, but Sullivan, and he said, well, if you go, you probably see all his bands. Half of M3 is Sullivan Palooza. They just announced today in Connecticut, Sullivan stock is back. It's going to be 3 bands. I think I can't remember all of them. It's somebody I can't remember. Slaughter and the mighty Ace Frehley returning to the arena stage. So get your tickets.
He's going to be able to retire after this. He's going to get a brake job on his car and then immediately retire.
He drives a Lamborghini, I believe, right?
Yeah, those brake jobs are expensive. So it's going to brake job, retire. Look, all these bands he's got out there. I'm doing the wrong thing. I should be booking bands.
Some of Sullivan's jokes I can't even say. It's too.
He's really dirty, right?
Wow. No, I can't even say it. None of us can say this.
He knows that he knows this is like live, right? Do you think we're just
maybe he thinks this is a private.
This is FaceTime.
When Sullivan was a kid, the phone lines were like Bensonhurst 443, and the operator had to connect you. I think.
The rotary, the curly cord.
Stevie Rochelle says he's offended by all of this.
Well, I don't know what to say about that.
Is the M3 set list public or just for you guys? The timing, I don't think it's been released yet, so you'll have to wait to see that. And that's that. Stephen Pearcy's playing an hour. I can tell you that much.
Okay, that's something.
Having a good laugh. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And anyway, it's an Ace show, and then M3 is also Sullivan Palooza.
Wow, I'm telling you, man, we're gonna have to move into a bigger house.
He has Sullivan has he's a monopoly of hair metal. He is the one-stop shop. If you want those bands, he's got it. He's a smart man.
Yeah, a little too wet my beak.
Mm-hmm. And Sullivan will be there at M3 as well. A very rare appearance. Yeah.
Wow.
We'll be seeing the new, quicker, faster, sleeker, with kung fu action Sullivan D Big.
I always think I get a little nervous because I think he's there to make sure like I'm playing the parts right.
Yeah.
You know, thinking,
Sullivan is a Johnny Monaco fan. I will tell you that.
1, 2, get those knees up, cricket. 1, 2, no bar chords. Sweep, now arpeggiate. That was the first show. Listen, M3 is kind of a big thing because what happened at M3 the last time? Why don't you tell them?
You debuted.
Yeah, and how long did I have to learn the songs?
12 hours.
You called me. We barely knew each other. You said, I think you want to do this. I think you could do it. I'm like, sounds all right. Got on a plane, learned songs, got to M3. Never even spoke to our bass player, Jerry, who wouldn't speak to me the entire time until I introduced myself 3 seconds before I went on stage
Yeah.
because he's a lunatic. And played the set. Probably not the best. Probably wasn't great. I got some photos. Should find that photo. But
Stevie
I
Rochelle,
tried.
if someone says back for 1 minute, I think you two are interesting. I think you guys are too interesting. TOO. I can't leave. Sorry. Stevie auditioned for RATT because his name is Steve. Stevie Rochelle, tell us right now, is it true that you auditioned for RATT? I would be fascinated. I know that Robert Mason did, and he did sing a private show or one show. It was very close. Stevie Rochelle, were you ever in the running for RATT, the job that Jizzy Pearl ultimately got? Look at that, Johnny. Look at that crowd. Was that Woodstock?
This paid for Sullivan's rear left tire. That's me over the end.
Sullivan has a few words about you. Here they are. I will say this in all seriousness. Johnny Monaco is the reason I began losing weight. I had a long conversation with him backstage a while back, and he talked to me about how to begin the journey. And I tell you one thing, and that's great to hear. Sullivan's taken it much more serious than Johnny, who just had a big and a piece of lemon cake.
Don't tell him that. I finally inspire somebody, and now you want to pull the rug out on my lemon cake. It was one lemon cake.
Look, health is all we have. At the end of the day, you don't want to.
We had that talk, and I think you're doing great, and I think you're doing the right thing, and you're only going to get better, and you're going to get more ripped. And look out, the ladies are going to be fawning.
Yes,
lock up your daughters. They shave that chest.
Forward.
That's what we're doing next. Shave all the chest.
Oh, yeah. I think you're talking to Sullivan because my chest is bare.
Yeah, me too.
My balls as well. But
barren.
I'll spare everybody that one. Yeah, look at that. Did I see a little cake in there? Stevie Rochelle says, I did sing at a rehearsal studio in the Valley with management watching, and it was filmed too. It was Warren, Blotzer, Crane, I think Carrie Kelly. I did Lay It Down, Walking the Dog, etc. That's pretty cool. It was early 2000, my memory serves me. I find that to be quite interesting. I like that. That's a good story. I guess I should have known it, but a little piece of RATT history. Stevie, if you wanted to change the tough gimmick, you could be tough featuring Stevie Rochelle, the other voice of RATT. And this is entitled. All right. 2 hours and 48 minutes and 29 seconds. Almost time for me to go make a low-fat, low-calorie, low-carb dinner. Slice of lime and a bowl of steam. Unless you guys want to send me some money and have me kill myself on cake.
Okay, here's another shot of M3.
All right, let's take a look. Very nice. Who took these pictures? They're good.
Someone did.
Yeah,
it wasn't Jerry because I didn't know him at this time.
No.
Lunatic. So yeah, that was the first show.
First show I played. Sullivan about Bang Tango Kingdom Come DAD. Well, those are not Sullivan's bands, and Sullivan only books his bands.
Yeah. He booked us at the remember the M3 or the Mohegan Sun that we played?
I remember it. What about
it? The big one? That was a Sullivan gig, right?
That was another Sullivan Palooza. That was Riley's LA Guns minus Riley, Vixen minus members of Vixen. And then who was the third one? Quiet
Um,
Riot? Yeah,
yeah,
Quiet Riot.
yep,
And then the voice of RATT, Stephen Pearcy. And it was a good gig, and it was packed. Packed.
yeah. That
Couldn't
was a
get another
good gig.
person in there. We had a good time. And I love all those bands.
Yeah,
Sullivan
the
said he
rock and
used to
shit.
put Bang Tango. He used to book Bang Tango and Kingdom Come, not anymore. And I don't even think there is a Kingdom Come anymore at this point. And Bang Tango, you know, Joe Lestay had a heart attack or a stroke. Not easy.
Jeez.
Crane played Warren and Blotzer a few songs off Religious Fix, namely Tied to the Bells, and he didn't tell them who it was. They both liked it and said invite him down. So interesting. And Bobby Blotzer has been obsessed with Stevie ever since. Yes, the Mohican Sun was a great show. And yeah, Sullivan Palooza, the Utah State Fair. Stephen and I were in Utah this weekend, and everyone kept coming over saying that they loved seeing Stephen at the Utah State Fair. And that was another great bill. That's the one where we had the Brit Lightning delay, and the show almost didn't make it, but it was a good one nonetheless. And yes, Joe Lestay had a stroke, and hopefully he's doing better. Scary stuff.
Yeah, gotta lay off that cake.
I figure we'll go to 3 hours. It's been 2 hours, 51 minutes, and 7 seconds. But who's keeping track? There's still over 300 people watching. And so we'll go a little bit longer. Last chance for questions. Questions for Sullivan Big, who does not do this very often. He does not, he prefers to be working behind the scenes. But he's here if you have questions about the agenting business. And then Stevie Rochelle, the voice of Tough. Johnny Monaco, the face of Portillo's, and somebody said Blotzer is hate watching. He probably is. He watches, but I've been trying to not bash Blotzer so much. As you noticed today, I chose to only bash Juan. So
Well, whose fault? Yeah, they bring it on
maybe
themselves.
true, Johnny. True. Maybe I said those things because Blotzer will be back with Steven at the next show. Maybe he is multi-platinum. Hate watching is definitely a good thing. Did Johnny play with Enough's Enough at the first Rocklahoma? I believe he did.
Yep. Yeah, and there was one of them when I sang. I think I was singing at that time, fronting the band.
Mickey is saying hello to Stevie. Johnny, you better keep an eye on her in the SMK game. She was nice enough to get rid of me. But
unbelievable. Where's that picture? I think I have a picture from that. Was it Rocklahoma? Do you remember
I don't know.
Do anybody remember the year? I have so many folders. I probably have a folder on everybody watching.
Somebody said, who would be invited to Waste Some Time Palooza? That's a good question. That would mean people who are friends of the show. Obviously, Sullivan would have to book it because somebody's got to put gas in that Lambo. Stevie Rochelle and Tough, of course, would be there. Wednesday 13 would be there. Johnny Monaco would have to headline. No one's been on the show more than Scott says it was 2007. A few people said that.
I found it.
Stevie Rochelle says he has to go work out so he doesn't look like Wolfgang anytime soon. Have fun. Love you all. Good to see you, Stevie. And we'll see you at Waste Some Time Palooza, co-hosted by Metal Sludge.
Now this Rocklahoma was with a different drummer. His name was Randy Scott. Randy was this tour manager for Stryper for a long time.
Is he Judas?
That's right.
Yeah.
He made up, but that's what
Johnny, let me ask you a question before you show this. I got recommended a video the other day that said Enough's Enough past member interviews. And I found it to be pretty fascinating. Some of it was you.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was two other guys that I didn't know, but one of them was the guy, and I think his name is Gino. Is that his name?
Yeah, Gino.
But I didn't recognize the big guy.
Yeah, Gino Martino was actually in the band on the Tweaked album.
Mm-hmm.
He was originally in the band before, like,
Frigo,
Yeah.
but after Alex. And then the other guy's name was Bo, and Bo was the original drummer for Enough's Enough.
Got it. They both said nice things about you, and you replaced Gino at that when you became the lead guitar player at that point. They have great stories about how cheap Chip is,
Yeah, I heard it.
and
It's
yeah,
great.
it was pretty good stuff. I
Yeah,
recommend it if you want to watch it. Not
that
much.
as a young filmmaker, his name was Freddie. I called him Freddie Film, and he's from Chicago, and he put together a documentary called "Better Than Painting a Wall" or something,
Mhm,
and it was a Chicago documentary. It never really came out like on a big scale like he had wanted it to,
mhm.
but he was a young kid at the time and very journalistic, and he was really into it, and he put it all together. Yeah, I like that kid.
Oh, look at this. Look at
I
that.
still
That's
have that shirt. Yeah.
Johnny, does your mother wonder what you're doing right now?
Oh, she's watching American Idol. She wants to know what I'm going to be on.
Right.
Why don't you do something with your life? Get on the show. Get on this
Right.
American Idol show.
Somebody says that Gino, they think, owns a music store. I believe he does.
Yeah, Gino. I don't know if he still does it, but it's called Players Music, and it's on the South Side. And
Mhm.
him and his partner, Mike, owned it. And I think Gino, he might still do it, but I know he moved way out to Wisconsin. He likes
Oh.
to do the snowmobiling and stuff like that, and he
He
just
goes
likes
back
the.
and forth, he said in the interview. He's a
Oh,
snowbird.
okay, yeah, but Gino's great.
He
He's
quit
a
Enough's
really
Enough because he wanted to go snow, whatever you said.
well. That's part of it, but something happened. He had a family, something, someone died or something, I think, and he didn't want to go on tour or couldn't go on tour. So they asked this dummy, and of course, I thought it was going to be like joining Led Zeppelin, and
Right.
you know,
You mean you thought
so
it was going to be music that was stolen by older black musicians?
that's right.
Oh, look at this live clip.
I don't want to get demonetized. I'll turn it down.
No, yeah.
But this is some footage. I had the Carrie Kelly streak in my hair,
Mhm.
turning up the amp a little bit. There's
Now I believe that's
yeah,
the Joe Perry streak. But so this is you fronting the band, or is that Donnie next to you?
no, that's the other voice of Enough's Enough over there.
Right. Okay, I could tell now. Yeah.
But he is playing a 12-string bass, which is kind of cool.
It's
Because
11
that's
more
how
strings that he needs.
well we were a three-piece, so it really fattened it up, and it was cool. I still have that tie and that shirt, and I don't know if they fit me anymore, but hopefully soon.
I'm sure that once you get rid of that lemon cake, you'll be fine.
I don't know.
Let's see here. Frank says he enjoyed the last M3 show. You guys were funny with the hotel front desk girl. We should go back and see if she's still there. I think her
Oh
name was
yeah.
Jess. Yeah, she was
Oh,
nice. She told us that she did not like penis, that
Oh,
she had
right.
a girlfriend.
Right.
Yeah,
Well,
she was very
I
sweet.
yeah, could
I
see
didn't
that.
stay in touch, though.
Kids are crazy nowadays.
Mhm,
They're trans this, they're gender that, they're
mhm.
you know asking me if I'm filming. They're crazy, these kids.
This
Don't
has got
know.
to be a fan of Wednesday 13. Ms. Barbie Bitch 666 Deviant Devil Doll. That is a long name. Who
my
is the
mom.
maker of the 11-string bass? I don't know. Do you? Is that a trick question?
Yeah, it's a 12-string, and I think they're called Waterford. Is that right? Waterstone.
Well, I know that it's a 12-string, not an 11-string. Yeah, and the person who made it famous is
Oh,
Cheap Trick.
Well, yeah, that one was a Hamer, and Chip
Okay.
probably does have that one somewhere, that Hamer. But this is another company that sponsored him and gave him this one. I think they're called Waterstone or Waterford, um, something.
There's the Eclipse. Wow. Well, folks, you're seeing it live from Chicago, an eclipse. Don't panic because at the end of all eclipses, the light comes back. There it is. Eclipse is over, but yet Johnny is upside down. Okay. Johnny, I didn't
Yeah,
realize that these eclipses run so back and forth together.
Can't get this technology together. Boy, I'll tell you that. Yeah, Waterford or Waterstone. I know they make a pretty good version of that. Of course, there's no substitution for the hammer, but they also make an 8-string,
Mhm.
which I think is kind of cool.
At one
Waterstone.
point, I said I'd like to get a bass that's a 2-string, and I found out that band Presidents of the United States, the Peach
Yeah,
guys,
yeah,
they have the 2-string bass already.
totally,
So
totally. She's lump. That one, right?
yeah, but you could
Yeah.
probably play almost every one of your favorite bass songs with two-string.
Well,
And
what they do is he does like a thing where he has like a jack, a dual stereo, and you can run like one to sound like a guitar and one to sound like a bass. So when you get these like 2-piece bands that do that, like the White Stripes and stuff, yeah, they're called Waterstone basses.
Wow, look at that! Not a Waterford
And
crystal. Johnny, Bobby would like to
and
know: do you admire Punky Meadows or J.K. Northrup? I don't know who that is.
I know Mickey is personal friends with Punky Meadows.
Right. Speaking of trans, and
I I don't know. I don't know that I don't know a lot of their music. I think they look pretty cool. I like glam. I think that, I
how
don't
do
know
they
enough.
go out for Portillo's and not get beef all over their white outfits, though? You know,
Well, they probably change before they go out.
maybe.
Here's one for $2,500.
Punky is supposed to come on the show with Frank. Frank and I have been friends for a long time. Who's J.K. Nordstrom's?
What does that mean?
I don't know. He's asking if you like
Oh,
J.K. Northrup.
I don't know who that is.
I'm sorry, we don't know. You
I
stumped
think
us. You stumped the band.
this must be the bass that he was playing right here. It's called the Waterstone 12-string bass, 2005 Tom Peterson Cheap Trick version. It's got to be that one, right? It looked like it in the picture. So
Bandito Hidalgo says, I think Vixen's bass player has WAP. Not sure about the others. Well,
what's that, like fear of missing out?
no.
Oh, I know what it is.
As you get older, though, you start to lose the WAP. You know what I mean? It doesn't. I don't think they sell lubricants for that. It's not.
Oh, I think you'll get it back immediately after like a Rocklahoma concert or something outside in the elements.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but she's very attractive. She's very attractive. You know, sometimes they hold comments on YouTube and they say they're offensive and they won't let you post it, and then I have to approve them. Most of the time, I just don't approve anything. I don't even look. But the other day, I decided to look, and the comment was, "Wouldn't it be funny if the bass player for Vixen ended up sleeping with Ricky Rocket?" And I thought that was very funny, and I approved the comment so that everybody could see it. Johnny, do you not understand that one?
You mean to get a rocket shot?
The bass player for Vixen is married to Richie Kotzen. Richie Kotzen got fired from Poison because he had an affair with Ricky Rocket.
I got it now.
Mickey's worried that you don't know what I'm talking about, but Johnny knows that Angel wears all white. He knows that.
I know about WAP. Okay, I've been called it several times.
That's probably true.
Italian.
Yeah, that is probably true. All right.
No, I mean, I don't know. I don't know enough about Angel. I know. I remember coming up here in a little bit, but I guess they have a song called the Kingdom or something.
The Tower.
The Tower. I watch a lot of fantasy movies on the Cartoon Network. So, yeah.
Yeah.
And again, thank you, Jamie. Thank you, Julie. Julie Keller sent me $10, which I don't like taking money from her because she's very supportive,
very nice.
and I owe her. I probably owe her. She makes very great videos of me, makes me look better than I am. But then, she also likes, Johnny Martin and the LA Guns guys. So I don't know what's happening there. And then Jamie Keller, is that Julie Keller's sister? Is it her mom? Her mom said, you guys got it. I don't want to take your money. They're very nice people. Remember we met them? They brought us gifts.
Yes, I know them well. But I've alarmed a few watches with her mother, though, because we use very blue language. You know what I mean?
Well, it's different.
it's a very progressive time in life. You know, they can talk about things to each other, like, and you know, they all know the lingo,
Mhm.
like a whole Roman Empire. That's a new one that I'm working with now. Roman
Oh,
Empire.
Ron Jeremy's here. He said, "Hey, Jason, did somebody say WAP?" Thank you, Ron. As you know, Ron no longer knows where he is. He suffers from dementia, but the only place he can communicate is right here during this show. Whenever I speak, he hears it, he logs in, and he comes up with witty responses.
Hmm.
Sullivan said, "I want to talk about the comment someone just made about telling me to bring bands to Laughlin." Okay, I didn't see it, but the floor is yours, Sullivan.
We have really caught him on a drinking night.
He's partying tonight. His wife must be out of town. Oh, here it is. Please ask Mr. Big to bring all his bands to Laughlin. It's Mr. Big with 2 G's. And he's going to tell
Yeah,
you right now about Laughlin. He might make an exclusive announcement.
yeah. There's a lot of flies there. Is that where we went?
No,
No.
that was jackpot.
Jackpot, Nevada. That
All
with
fly.
the Fly Cafe.
That tour diary just came out. It's a very funny one. Okay, let's see. Somebody said that Johnny's mom said enough internet for the night.
Funny, hilarious.
I
She's in
like
there.
that.
She tapes it and watches it back. I
Like on the VCR?
well, I think they do it on the computer now. I don't
Mhm.
have that in Las Vegas. She doesn't. My allowance isn't that big. If I just miss something, I miss it. And I had a
Uh,
drink out here with cherry juice in it somewhere. Oh, there it is. Right where I put it.
Question: if you got a bass, if you play any bass model, what year? It would be a '50s Fender P bass. I mean, that's the answer. Really.
Fender P bass all the way. Rosewood neck, sunburst, regular P bass.
I play the
I think
cheap one back there because I believe that if you play in a punk band, the bass is meant to be. It's meant to be beat up. You know, you're not supposed to keep it too pristine. So you get the cheap one. You can go through lots of these, and but you want the P configuration right there. That's what you want.
that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, unlike the bass player who, right when I joined the band, that wouldn't speak to me, um,
Mhm.
played was more of I think it had too many strings, and
It was P funky.
there couldn't have been more wrong with that bass or him.
I have to agree. I do miss him though. Sullivan says people need to understand that I'm a salesman. People like to overglamorize what I do. Yes, I'm a booking agent, but basically it means I'm a salesman. So, I mean, I think what he's trying to say is he wishes he could put bands everywhere, but it's not always possible. Here he is. He's going to elaborate. In order for me to book an act, there has to be a buyer, someone with experience and the money. And no, I'm not ignoring any particular city. So if it was up to Sullivan, he would take the money from every city. But
I think we should join him,
mhm.
me and you. We get out of this racket, we move out there, and we work under this. You know, we each get our own offices, little cubicle, and we just on the phone all day, just like no breaks. Sometimes, you know, you're chained to the desk. They feed you, just you keep going, like your eyes stay open, a la Clockwork Orange. And you just got another one, Phoenix, Alaska, Detroit, 2 more, you know.
Mhm.
Then we're all driving nice cars. No one's worried about their brakes.
Well, you look, I give Sullivan credit though. He has an eclectic roster, and sometimes people are hard to deal with. Musicians in general, you know, it's not an easy field.
Well,
Uh,
but it is
by the way,
booming lately.
speaking of musicians, Paul Diano had canceled again today due to illness. This is the second time in 2 weeks Paul Diano has canceled. They probably don't like me saying it, but people keep waiting for the interview, and he keeps putting it off. And what am I supposed to do? Not tell you? I will be
Mm.
talking to Ron Thomas on Friday of the movie The Karate Kid. He's also in Cobra Kai. He plays Bobby Brown, not the guy from New Edition. But he will be joining us. Mark Goodman from MTV will be joining us. Oh, FMK. I can't turn it down. Daryl always has good ones. Maybe we should let Sullivan play in FMK. I don't think he's going to. Johnny, you want to get on this one? Janet Gardner, Britt Lightning, or Julia Leger?
I'm not touching
That's a
that.
tough one. These are all married women. Or I don't think anyone those broads watch this show.
I think
Julia's hot, but she's got that Brazilian accent. And when you're screaming at her to make a sandwich or something, she probably, would get old. Johnny, you got any thoughts on this one?
On what?
Well, he would like to know which one you would have relations with, which one you would marry, and which one you would get rid of.
I don't think I should say.
It's a tough one. People watch this show because I'm not scared to say it like it is. But in this case, F. Julia, marry Britt, maybe have to say goodbye to Janet. Even though I'm closest with Janet, probably.
I think
there you go.
Wait till you run into one of them. So I heard your interview.
Last time someone did this, I went right up to Britt and go, "Hey, did you hear? I was gonna bang you." Like that's what she was looking for. Yeah, somebody put you up. It was her and Nita Strauss. I said, "Yeah, I picked banging you over Nita Strauss." She seemed okay with it.
Oh, okay. I don't know. Can't we just bang?
He's been at his desk for 15 to 18 hours a day for the last 22 years. That's what it took. Question: what's the difference between a booking agent or a promoter? I mean, we can answer it, or Sullivan can answer it. But promoter buys the show, the booking agent sells the show. That's a cheap, easy way to say it. Promoter he's either from a venue or represents a venue, and he looks to put on shows. I usually say that when it's a bad night for a band, you can find the promoter because he's the one walking around the parking lot shirtless because the show did so bad he lost his shirt. So that's how you find a promoter. Some people saying Roxy is a 10. Someone says Britt is a 7. 7. That's not very nice. I found out we don't have any shows with Vixen for a little while, so at least I won't be in too much trouble. Maria points out that she met Doro, and she's awesome. Doro is awesome. Doro's been on the show. Doro's drummer, Johnny D, is the original drummer for Brittany Fox, and they will be playing with the Stephen Pearcy Band at the M3 Music Festival. Only a few tickets left. It's selling like hotcakes, so you're going to want to get there. And I think I could say that Stephen goes on at 6 or 7. All right. Listen, I'm already over time here. It's been 3 hours, 12 minutes, and 49 seconds. I should be working. All right.
Last chained to the desk.
Last chance. Yeah, I'm chained to my desk too. I think it's a racial thing.
When someone gives you a check and you deposit it, and then it says, "We've returned your check for insufficient funds." Does that mean the other person didn't have enough money in their account? Because I know I have more than that.
Who writes checks?
My friend that sold my car for me.
You still take checks?
Well, I've known the guy since high school. I know where he lives. The following deposited checks have been returned unpaid. As a result, we have deducted the following amount from your account. And it says reason: insufficient funds. That's on his end.
Yeah.
I
guess you got to go back and get the car.
No, I just go to his house, take care of it.
You have to repo it.
No, he sold it to someone else.
Sullivan says, in all seriousness, Jason, spelled wrong, does a great job when he's on the road, and he should be appreciated for that, along with this very music show. Well, thank you, Sullivan. I wasn't fishing for compliments, but I will take your compliments.
Okay, well, that's nice. That's very nice.
People pointing out that you are correct, that you got a bad check. Delaware Gold saying, another great show. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. We have kept so many people here tonight. Hopefully, a few of you have laughed. Hopefully, not too much hate mail. I'm sure when I get off of this, Juan Crucier will be blowing my phone up in anger. I'll be insulted in multiple languages. And thank you. Lorraine
At
agrees.
least 2.
Mhm. And listen, I'll be back tomorrow. There'll be a new tour diary. The next tour diary is from, I can't remember. Do you remember where we went after Jackpot Nevada?
No, I can figure it out.
It's a good one. I've been editing it. If you can find it, then I can tell the folks. It's
After Jackpot Nevada. Yeah, I could tell you in a second. Hold on.
all right. Johnny will tell us. Sullivan's doing talking next. Give me a break. I understand. I believe me. I can tell.
It was past shows. There's a lot of those.
Randy is worried that the bank is going to charge you for that NSF.
Yeah. Well, guess what? I'm charging the guy who sent me the check.
Mm-hmm. California.
I can't be the last person I thought that would happen with.
Thank you, Jason and Johnny.
Who doesn't have $1 million in their account? Let's see. What was it? Jackpot?
Am I Evil says, I can never sit through a 3-hour movie without falling asleep, but I've been watching this longer. Well, we do have that. Juan Crucier is all going to be on Dancing with the Stars. Yeah.
Okay, here's something. Well, when was the? Oh, here it is. Okay, after that was not until November 10th, and that was at the Yakima Legends Casino in Topinasha, Washington, with Steven Adler.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, maybe I'm editing the Washington one. I don't. Frank makes a good point. He doesn't see any tips for Jason. I mean, I get a few tips about how I should live my life, but I have not seen much in the money.
I'm gonna start eating lemon cake.
Yeah, I guess. Johnny made $600 for one piece of lemon cake.
Yeah, but on the negative side, I just got charged for a bounce check from my high school friend.
True. Jason, are you going to be at M3? Yes. Anywhere you see Stephen Pearson, you'll see me. A lot of people ask questions. I don't miss any shows. I'm going to Michelle's law school graduation, and I'm flying right to a show. I can't not be there. I'm an integral. I'm a very important part of everything. And what I've learned is if you let people know they can do it without you, they will fire you. So never let them see you do that. Sullivan is pointing out that you have non-sufficient funds.
Yeah, not me. The guy who sent it.
Yeah. Well, now you're going to be screwed too.
No, because I sent it to him already, and he's going to do something about it, or I am going to do something about it, and I don't want that.
Yeah. Well, I have had a fantastic time. Time has rolled by. In the time we've been here, the Yankees played 3 hours and won. We talked to Stevie Rochelle. We've talked to Sullivan Big, who's never come on to one of these things. Congratulations to Michelle, absolutely. And we remembered CJ Snare. Good guy, died too young. We discussed my trip to Utah at the car show, which was a lot of fun. We talked about WrestleMania. I felt like that was 2 days ago. And we had such a fun time. I'm going to go try to rustle up some lemon cake. Not Sullivan, because he is on the straight and narrow, and he's not going to do that. And
oh man!
All right.
Well,
I thank everyone for watching. Make sure you like this video, and you can add a comment if it's not stupid, and subscribe. If there's anyone watching at this point who hasn't subscribed, I mean, come on. Oh, Kira, thank you. Yes, everyone is so wonderful. We've had such a great time. And we'll see you again. Johnny, you'll be home on Wednesday, right?
Very late, at 12:30 at night, and I don't have a ride. So
if anyone watching would like to go pick Johnny up at the airport.
Not anyone, but I mean,
Yeah.
if you're not crazy.
All right. Well, put in your resumes now.
That's right.
I'm sure someone would be happy to send you money for an Uber if you had a piece of cake in it while you were coming home.
Maybe I'll do that. I won't have the cake, but I'll take the Uber. It's not very much. It's like $15.
James Ferrari is here. Sullivan laughs at his Ferrari because he drives a Lamborghini. He says, Juan from RATT just did a show. We told that story a little earlier. You have to go back. Johnny stayed at the same hotel as Juan, and they may or may not have had a late night dance off in the hotel lobby. You'll have to tune in to find out. All right. You're all fantastic. You're a lovely audience. I'd love to take you home with me.
I love to take you home.
We'll see you all again. I'll be here tomorrow. There's a new tour diary coming this Wednesday. You can see the one and only Billy Shears. No, you'll see Wednesday 13 and blah, 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 blah. All right. Good night, everyone. Thank you.
Good night.